Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. Back again for another week of football chat, and so much has happened in the last couple of days. We've got a couple of people in the green room. JP can't make it tonight. He is attending another function. I'm hoping that Chile will be coming on because we will be talking about his team tonight. So I'm hoping that he's not still out in the cotton fields picking those cotton. So hopefully he will be with us. I haven't heard from Ez, so I'm hoping that he'll be showing his face as well. But yeah, it's good to be back. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you're new. Craig has already been in there putting in his 2 bobs worth in the comments. So much to see there. Let me just quickly share it with the rest of you. You've probably seen it, but let me just quickly share Craig's. There, that's me just saying, come on in, smash the like buttons. Craig says Wenger's on his Premier League Hall of Fame induction to share with Alex Ferguson. A great honour for me. It's like 2 boxers, you fight like mad and go the distance together. That's a quote from Wenger and Alex Ferguson on the Invincibles. Have won 13 leagues, but was never going to go through a season undefeated. Achievement. It stands above everything else. It was Arsenal. And Craig again saying Saka's reached an entirely different new level. Let's see what else. Arsenal, Tottenham have had 2 elite managers in Mourinho and Conte, still can't win a trophy. Nagelsmann is learning how to speak English so he can turn down the Tottenham job. That's me just bigging up Craig. Let's a lot to get in tonight, and obviously big up to Calvin, Tottenham. I know you'll probably be on tonight, Tottenham supporter there, and I'm sure Calvin, you will be sharing your thoughts and views concerning your club and the mess that it's in right now with Conte on his rant last week, facing the axe now. Absolutely mad. Okay, so Ez is going to be in the chat tonight. Won't be on the show with us. So that's cool. That's all cool. But yeah, we proceed. We proceed. But listen, let me get my fellas in. So first of all, let me introduce Mr. Big D and Mr. Kofi Klopp. I'm assuming that you're Klopp in now. Kofi. You keep changing week in. Whether it's Kofi Klopp and then it's you'll never walk alone. I'm not too sure what's going on.
As I said, I was a little bit frustrated, but I've reasoned and I'm back on side with it.
Do you know what? You know what what's the what frustrated means? Do you know what frustrated means?
Of course.
Do you know what that means?
Okay.
It means that you're the interpretation of frustration is that you're a flip-flop. That's what it is. Yeah, you're frustrated now. You're like, come on, man, sort it out, man.
Well, you've been heating up the last couple of weeks. Let's just keep it like that because you're coming to us soon.
Look at this. Even Nuno's won a trophy since he's left Tottenham. Every manager that's left Tottenham has won a trophy. Yes, Ez. And big up again to Mr. Craig in the house.
Arsenal forever now. He's Arsenal forever now.
He's Arsenal forever, man. Yeah, Arsenal forever, man. And I'm not advertising tonight, but since Conte's decided that he's going to take a break from football, I'm going to have a Kit Kat, take a break. I don't want to get done for copyright, yeah. So I'm munching away on my Kit Kat and me lovely cup of rosy leaf in the thingy. But first of all, gentlemen, how are we doing? Let's first of all go to Mr. Big D. How's one doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, bro. Bit of a different week this being my sister's. My sister would have turned 60 this week.
Oh yes.
So 2-year anniversary. She would have turned 60, which is kind of mad because my female cousin Hilda is going to be 60 and throwing a bit of a do in a couple of weeks. So it was like, wow, because I remember they were the same age. So that was a little bit, oh my God, my sister would have been 60, but life in it. But apart from that, I'm all right, mate.
It's gone so quick. It's gone so quick.
Yeah, we recognise the toasted her. I toasted her with my usual Stones ginger wine and ting. How I do already. And So it's been an indifferent week, but I'm good though. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, obviously, in the next couple of days, I will be burying my father. So this week, it's been a bit of a mad one as well for me.
Yeah, I hear that, bro.
Just going to see him for the last time in the Chapel of Rest as well. So
Yeah.
God rest his soul. He's lived a good life. It was quite emotional. My manager was good enough to give me the day off to deal with that. And as I said, it's fast approaching. Coming the coming week, so I'll just see what happens. You know what I mean? But it's and then not only that, last Friday I attended my first cousin's funeral. So
yeah, I saw that you put that in the chat.
So it's been a bit of a mad one for me this week, but trust God, and I mean that's what we've got, my faith to keep me going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yes, Cal, big up he beat, what's that? Big D. Manu will probably be bought by the Arabs. Ratcliffe won't want to pay the Glazers' debt. We'll come to that. We'll go into that a little bit. Conte off to Juve. I was hearing that.
I hope not.
Well, I was hearing that.
I don't want him anywhere in my second team.
He's looking for an Italian job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. He obviously left Inter Milan to come to Tottenham, but to no avail, no trophies. But as you say, he'll probably go to another club and win a trophy with them, and maybe it might be worth a punt if he does go to Juve. He could probably win them a title.
It's a style of football, though, Norm. Because this manager is not done too bad at Juve, because you remember they had the points deduction, and they're back in 6th now after the point deduction. So that's a big deal, man.
Yeah, I think it's like 15, 15 point.
Yeah, 15 point drop, and then they're already back in 5th. So I don't think that guy's doing that bad. I mean, the 15 point drop is not on the manager or the players. You know what I mean? That is that's the owners and all the backhanded stuff they were doing. So yeah.
And I've heard that they've the Patrici guy who's the football.
He came to Tottenham, right? In the end.
Yes, that's right. He's he ended up getting a worldwide ban now. So
30 months or something.
Yeah, something like that. And so he can only work. He can only work internally. So what he's going to do, I don't know. But they've extended the ban worldwide now, so he can't do any transfer dealings at all throughout the entire globe.
When he can make tea and toast, Fenny, he can make tea and toast.
For 30 months. Cup of Rosalita, Daniel Levy. Tottenham, last 3 trophies, 91, 99 and 2008. And they called themselves a big club.
Time.
But listen, we moved. Coach, how are we doing, man?
Yes, bro, I'm doing good. Just a little bit apprehensive, because the weekend's going to start bubbling.
The football. I mean, listen, this week we saw we had the international break. England, I think, beating. Did they beat Italy or draw with Italy? I couldn't remember. Did they beat them?
Beat Italy.
Yeah, they beat Italy and they beat Ukraine. Yeah, lovely goal by Saka. Fantastic goal in that go. But in the first game against Italy, he was getting kicked left, right, and centre, and there was like rumours that he was injured, but obviously he started the game. And it's just like these managers love to play Saka and run him into the ground, man. I don't know how this guy does it. But listen, that's why they call him Star Boy Saka, the Star Boy.
Why are Arsenal dealing with this contract?
No, don't worry about that, man. I think that's pretty much a done deal, man. That's pretty much a done deal.
I'm hearing 300 grand a week, no?
300 grand a week. We will come into that.
That's a question, boy.
That was a question that I was going to ask as part of our remit tonight. Is Starboy Saka worth £15 million a year? Also, we're looking at Conte over and out. What next for Conte and Spurs? Truth or bluff in injuries to key Prem players. And we're going to go through keep or sell. So we're going to look at your various teams and what players you're going to keep and what players you want to sell come the summer. I see that Kofi Liverpool want to offer Mr. Chiselface, I'm talking. Mr. Chiselface, another contract, mate. I mean, what's going on there?
Bro, no, that's why I'm saying frustration boiling across my face, man.
Right. We'll come into that. I know we had a little big. Well, no, I wouldn't say it wasn't a deep conversation, but I know you had conversations with Ezra concerning that, and yeah, he was a bit frustrated. But listen, man, he's a player that's being very loyal to your club and comes on and does a job for you guys. But mate, pushing 36, 37, and
he needs a coaching role. He needs a coach role. He needs to coach the youth. That's what I think.
Why did he want to offer him another deal? I just don't get it.
I don't know. The loyalties it's one of those things that, yeah, he's one of the players that you can depend upon in terms of he's always first out in the training sessions. He's the fittest in the squad, probably the fittest in the squad, and he gives
that's saying something, mate.
He gives it everything on the pitch.
Yeah,
so why wouldn't he be given
Mr. Consistent? Mr. Consistent, eh?
So yeah.
Hey, look, as you said, it's loyalty. It's Klopp likes to be loyal to his players, and maybe is that the reason why it's the downfall of your season this season? Why it's not been a good season for you guys? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
The funny thing is, my friend Joy, he bumped into Firmino in central London.
Right, and, interesting.
Interesting.
Leaving the club, but yeah, what did he have to say?
Interesting. He was saying, Firmino was saying that what is happening in the club is not good right now. So,
we have an exclusive. Please share. Please share, Kofi. Tell us all. Tell us all, mate. What? So while go on at Liverpool, what's Mr. Firmino saying?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear all the details of what he actually said, but the wage structures and the contracts, they're just not good anymore for those who have been there for
Is that hence why the reason why he's leaving, or is he not happy at all?
I mean, he was appreciative in terms of the period in which he's had success at Liverpool and been there at Liverpool, but obviously he kind of feels a little bit pushed out because of
Oh wow.
So
and I mean, he's been a loyal servant to that club. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, it's a lot to discuss about Liverpool.
Definitely not happy at the club at the moment. So that's interesting. I'm big up to sentiments. Yes,
sentiments. What are you saying, bro?
Saka stats on the international stage: 19 starts, 15 goals, and assists. Man of the match 9 times. Wow, that's why it's worth it, man. That's why it's worth it, lads.
Well, you have to look at it, Norm. You always have to say, if you don't offer him that money, what does it cost you to replace a Saka? As in, if he dips and whatever, because I think if he dips, he's going abroad. If he goes abroad, what's it going to cost you to replace him and the wages? So I think you have to always weigh that up to say, yeah, he's more than worth it, because it's going to cost you 120 million plus to replace a player of Saka's, plus wages of at least the same 250, 300k. So you have to look at it and say, we already have him to replace him, and then still pay somebody 250 a week. It don't really make any sense. Not at that age. He's what's he? 21.
21.
Yeah,
21.
Right.
21.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So yes, people might say it's a lot for a 21-year-old, but the way he's projecting and the way he's playing, if he decides, okay, well, I'll go to Madrid then, or I'll go to Barcelona, and then now you got to say, now we get that big money from Arsenal, probably from one of them other clubs, and you spend all that money replacing him and still pay somebody at least 250 plus a week anyway. So like right now, you got to keep your best players. You can't be selling your best players, otherwise.
I mean,
being that close to a title and then selling your best player. You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, it's looking like the deal is pretty much closed. I mean, pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. As I said, we will ask that question: is he worth £15 million a year? Yeah. And just get the chat's thoughts and get your thoughts as well. Where does he rate in your, you know what I mean, in the Premier League for you guys? I mean, right now this season, you know, he could win like Premier, you know, League Player of the Season. Obviously, he'll definitely win Arsenal Player of the Season and probably Young Player of the Season. So you know what I mean, especially if we go
and the title,
win the title,
and the title,
and the title.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
at 21,
if he wins if he brings three things, he brings three things. This thing, if he wins, like you say, Premier Player of the Year, the title, then he's telling you that he's worth his 300k. It sounds mad because it sounds like monopoly money, but the truth is, we're playing a goalkeeper that ain't great with his feet. We're paying him 375 a week.
Yeah, and now I felt that's now been cut now, isn't it? Down.
No, he ain't signed it. He ain't signed it. No, he rejected it.
Oh, because then we had the conversation last week.
According to Daily Mail today, that he's rejected the contract.
Oh wow!
So he could be going back to Spain. He could be going back to Spain. Yeah.
Okay,
but they didn't say what they were trying to cut him from the 375. I'm gonna guess they were trying to cut him to about 250. I think. Right. But they didn't. They put it out there. But that's just me guessing.
And obviously Rashford is holding out. You know.
Yeah.
You know,
because this is the thing. If you not pay Saka the 300, right? We gotta pay Rashford the same. We have to.
I question clubs' wage structures because none of our talented youngsters are even getting close to that kind of money. I mean, Trent probably still on about 180. It's still a lot, but it's not.
Well, this is the thing, Kofi. This is the thing, right? And I was watching Saeed TV. You know Saeed Norm?
Yeah.
And they were debating about the world class thing. Is Saka and Rashford world class? A massive debate. They were going back and forward, and it was funny to watch. But I had to sit back and say, have they done enough in football yet to be deemed
class as world class?
But if you're paying them 300k a week, then they're world class, bro. If you're paying them that kind of money a week,
if you judge it by what they get and get paid, yes. Yeah. But as I said, it's what have they won? Do you understand?
Yeah, but no, this is the other thing. Even if we say they're not world class, yet Man United and Arsenal pay them world class money. That means they as a club on the board say these men are world class and we're keeping them, so we're going to pay them their money. Yeah. It's a mad one.
What determine? Yeah, but for us, what does determine a world class player? What makes a world class player for you?
You've done it on the world stage. You've won the accolades on the world stage consistently, and you're performing week in, week out, where you're having rave reviews across world football.
Yeah. So when you say on the world stage, you're talking Champions League, you know, obviously internationals, Premier League, or even if you're winning your own like domestic leagues from whatever countries, and winning, as I said, the Champions League, and I think it's played at that consistent level for season after season after season. Yeah. So someone like De Bruyne now, he's world class, right?
Well, this is the thing. After his showing at the World Cup, not so much. Because this is how I look at it, right? And if you look at your Ronaldos, you look at your Messis, right? These guys can drag poor teams to the semi-finals of World Cups, or average teams. I'm not saying bang average, but average teams that are not on great form. These cats can drag them to at least a semi-final of World Cups, and you haven't seen De Bruyne do that with Belgium. How many times have we seen Belgium in Europe and we say, look at that squad. They got to win the Euro. They got to win the Euros.
And it always seems to.
And so, you remember how he came out bashing them teammates, saying we're just not good enough. And I'm like, a world class player don't come out and say that we are not just good enough, because he's putting himself in the real we. He's not just saying just them. He's saying himself. So it was quite interesting when he came out and said that, because once he said that, they just bombed in the tournament at the World Cup. Once De Bruyne came out and said that in the press conference. So it's tough. He's definitely had world class moments, but is he world class? And like I say, perception. I can be biased to my Man United players and say, yeah, Rash is on world class form.
Yeah,
but he's got to win more than a League Cup for me.
That, it was and that'd be the same for me. That'd be the same for Saka.
Yeah,
he's in world class form, but I needed to win the Premier League, and the next level is maybe the Champions League, and then whatever he does with England, because he's performing both for club and country right now.
Because I think also if De Bruyne would have, or if he wins the Champions League, then obviously that debate you can then talk, and say, you are at that world class level.
I'm going to be as bold as saying this may be De Bruyne's last chance to win the Champions League in that current because I think at some point Pep's going to break that team up, isn't he?
Definitely. I mean, you can see now that Pep is not playing him as much as he did last season. And I think, I don't know if it was you that said it or somebody else was saying that you can see that probably his legs are going a little bit now. Yeah. So, do you know what I mean?
But would you guys class Trent as world class?
No, because he can't get
what?
No, he can't get
That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question, Cole. Because why do you think he's world class? Is it because he won the Premier League? He's won the Champions League?
What at the highest stages, he's done, some significant things, and in those significant moments, he has performed.
Here's the but.
Yeah,
a world-class player doesn't get dropped by the manager unless he's injured. Klopp has dropped him bare times, Kofi. Come on, man.
He has, yeah.
And he went for a period, a really bad period, especially this season, where he was.
And you can have bad form, but like in anything, it's like with Arsenal now. If Arsenal go on to win the title, which I think they will, you're going to look at certain games where you say, Arsenal should have won that, but the championship mentality, should have lost that game. But the mentality to score in the 93rd minute. Remember, Fergie did this all the time. Fergie time.
All the time. Fergie time.
To scrape that 3 when it should have been a 1-pointer, and you scrape the 3 in a 92nd minute, then, you know what I mean? These are the things you got to look at. And
so then, do we say that a lot of our talented players in these current generations in England are being fed a fishing line to say, they've been put on this high pedestal of greatness before they have actually reached that level.
Yeah,
in agreement.
You remember months ago when I spoke about certain United players getting them prestige numbers without earning them. Where before you were wearing number 35 until you showed that you could go back to back finals, back to back challenging for the Premier League, whatever, winning the Premier League. Then you got a number 9 shirt or number 7 shirt or a number 10 shirt. Like, these shirts were given out. Look at the Mason thing. Mason just got 11 just like that. You're like, no. That young kid got to earn that. And then you see how the thing just blow up on him. Now nobody wants number 11 because Mason had it, and then whatever went on with Ryan Giggs before that. So now it's a bit of a poison chalice number now at Old Trafford. Like, I'm sure no one's coming to Old Trafford to say, "Yeah, I'll have number 11." Nobody. So sometimes we do get them too much too soon. Remember I spoke about Fergie banning all them young kids from having the sports cars from Chevrolet. He was like, "No, Chevrolet do this little tiny mini model. Yeah, anybody under 21 is driving that." That man's was vexed. Like, what? Don't you? No one's, because remember Chevrolet do the muscle car, the 3-liter muscle car thing. That's what they all wanted. He was no chance. They're not having it. Only the senior players could have them cars. So too much too soon, Kofi.
Yeah. Question here: do you reckon Ireland will be the next footballer to win the Ballon d'Or?
No. I'm going to say both.
Are we talking this? Are we talking this season? Because of the numbers that this guy is pushing, and I suppose the question I'll put it to you guys. He's got some mad numbers, as we know. He's performing at world class level. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's been consistent. And I mean, if you look at his record in the Champions League, the fastest youngest player to get to X amount of goals over a period of time. Okay, has he won a Champions League? No.
But no.
Has he won the Bundesliga title? I'm not too sure. Has he won a Bundesliga title?
No.
I don't think he has he? He hasn't won any domestic titles.
But if he breaks all the records and wins the Champions League this season, he'll be in the conversation. So I know a little hasty because I remember the season ain't finished. But if he finishes the season with this record number of goals and Man City win the Champions League and they say this cat, so I'd say he'd be a top nominee for it.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean maybe he would win it just because of.
I mean,
because of the numbers, because of the numbers, right?
Yeah, he's putting up the numbers, and I think if he consistently does it season after season, obviously with his national team, he's not gonna win like a major trophy. Yeah. But as long as he's winning those domestic and obviously the Champions League, then I guess you have to put him into conversation.
Yeah, true. But imagine if he did win a Euros with that national team, just because he can't stop scoring, then he's more than in a conversation, because that'd be like his team winning the Euros would be like Leicester winning the Premier League.
Yeah,
there was.
Kofi's just reading Calvin's thing about Trent. You can address Calvin if you want, right? So he's basically saying Trent isn't world class. Sam Allardyce and West Brom had him sussed with the diagonal crosses, and the better teams copied that strategy. Andy Robertson on the left back much better. What do you say to that, Kof?
So why were they getting best right back and left back in world football?
No, but I think it's what he's saying. Andy Robertson is, because Andy Robertson can defend and deliver. And Trent can only deliver. He can't defend. Hence why you don't get paid for England. Now, this is me. Hear me out, Kobe.
I don't think Trent is world class.
Yo, let me land, Kofi. If Gareth attempted to play him on the right side of the midfield rather than at right back, who knows? I would actually gamble and do that.
Yeah, but Gareth is playing Trippier ahead of Trent. Why?
Say that again, Cole?
Gareth is playing Trippier ahead of Trent.
For England.
Yeah, because Trippier is a better defender.
He ain't that great, to be honest. How many situations has Trippier been in that you can say he's done such a fantastic job in defence?
Yeah, because they probably see him as a threat and don't want to go down that side. Whereas when Trent is playing, they think, you know what, this guy is easy to play against.
Here's another argument though, Norm, is that you remember when Gareth kept coming out chatting about his own man. Gareth clearly listens to the media.
Of course.
So straight away he's a liar. Well, he keeps telling us that he's his own man. That's what I can't even, you know how to deal with anything like that. But he always says this, Norm, and I say, if you're not listening to the way the press are manipulating, because a lot of times you see him pick the team and you're like, he's definitely been influenced by the press when he says he's his own man. He's his own man when he feels to be his own man. When he's under pressure, he buckles. So I look at that and say, I would have at some point in a friendly started Trent in midfield just to see. Why wouldn't you? Just because of how he delivers going forward. Why wouldn't you gamble on him in midfield and say, okay?
But the thing is, wasn't Trent originally a midfielder?
So that's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Before he went back in the right back role. And to be fair, when England playing a 3 to cover Harry Maguire with a double pivot, Trent can play at right back. Because he's not doing as much defending, because you've got 3 midfielders and 2 holding and 3 at the back.
So he would look good. He would look good in that
system. A back 3. Yeah, definitely.
In the back 3.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He would look good in the back 3. But I think when you look at Trent's, there was this argument and debate between Trent and Reece James from Chelsea. Who's the better defender? And I think Reece's all-round game, They were saying better defender, but also Trent will probably is better going forward. But Reece can do that as well and deliver. He might not have got more goals and assists as Trent, because Trent has probably got more goals and assists. But when you're if you're playing as, I think today in football, when we talk about inverted left backs and inverted right backs, it's all you're there to defend. Yeah, you know what I mean. You've got Shevchenko, who's played on the right hand side, played in the midfield. I don't know where the guy's played. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But he's so versatile, though, Norm. So you can kind of respect.
I get that thing. I understand that, but sometimes teams will, as Calvin said, teams will work you out. They work out Shevchenko because what they do, they'll exploit the space. Yeah, if he leaves that, vacates that space, if there's nobody gonna track back or cover that space, and that's happened to us on a number of occasions. It's only thankfully Thomas Partey has got the legs to get across. My man, shuffles across. But and I get why Arteta's doing it, because what he does, he packs the midfield, so you've got more people coming forward. You know what I mean? So it's a good. I mean, listen,
you can stifle
what Arteta's doing. If you know how to play the system, because it's not even about. I'm not saying Shevchenko's a world-class player, but if you look at Man City, yes, they've got really good players and world-class players. You have to fit the system, yeah. So you take Calvin Phillips. I mean, he's not really getting much game time, and I think there's rumours that he wants to end up leaving and going to. I think he's interested in Newcastle. Maybe that will probably suit him.
I don't know why he went there, though.
Nobody knows why. You know what I mean? It's just like
mad,
he was a talisman when he was playing for Leeds. Yeah, he looked good playing for Leeds. But when you jump into the big, you're now a big fish now. You're now a small fish in a big pond. Yeah. And playing.
Plus the squad is huge now.
Level. Yeah,
and the squad is huge as well. So even at his standard, when he was playing well, you go into that big squad and you think, "Right, this is no good." Like this is not an automatic pick every Saturday.
Yeah,
and then he's gone from literally picking himself to begging for minutes, and yet he still got picked for England, didn't he?
The other thing here, Calvin pointed out here about Trent playing in a 3-4-3 system, and I know, Kofi, sometimes you do get frustrated because Klopp will not change. he won't change for that. You know what I mean? Teams have sussed him out, and you're saying it's sometimes what he needs to do is sometimes when it's not working, swap it around, change the systems around, but. He does play better in a 3-4-3, but if his game is not going to plan, or for whatever reason this season Liverpool are just not, injuries, but you've got older players in the midfield. They're not the sort of team that are going to be counter pressing you or like they used to do last season and playing that really, what they call rock and roll football as Klopp likes to explain it. Or describe it. Now, you've got a team that's aging, a defense, with Virgil Van Disney now. His nickname now is Virgil Van Disney. How quickly the mighty have fallen. So I think Liverpool need to address that situation in terms of come the new season. And it's about the money, the investment they're going to get in, because at the moment you don't know whether they're going to get the investment or not, and that's the frustrating thing for you guys.
There's definitely a massive imbalance in the current squad, and you can really see that tail off from where Klopp had his players, squad of players performing, and they all knew that you're playing this style of football for a reason. But now it's like the players that he has in there don't really want to play that style of football. They don't want to play the rock and roll.
Well, it's having the legs as well, Kofi.
But
it's having the legs to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, but D, when you say or Kofi, when you say they don't want to do it, is that 2-3 seasons ago they did want to do it because they had the legs. So now the reason why they don't want to do it because they haven't got the legs.
They haven't got the legs to do it.
And Klopp is probably thinking about 2-3 years ago that these players, doesn't he realise that these players are going to slow down? Surely as a manager, you must realise that these guys can't hack it playing at that level. And
it's hard to play that high-pressing football twice a week,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how fit you are, to play that twice a week, Norm, it is something on the body. It is something on the body.
But you have to remember, in the
well.
first couple of seasons, Klopp was there. Like the players were injury hit. They were just,
but you know the reason why, Cole? That's because they weren't used to that kind of football. So what was happening? They were getting a lot of hamstring strains, calf strains, because Klopp was pushing them. So he had to get them through that pain barrier. Once they understood the system, listen, Liverpool were frightening. The pace at which they played at, it was mad. Yeah, they showed a glimpse of it a couple of weeks ago when they did a 7-up on Man United. Yeah, then they go to Bournemouth. It's like, what's going on?
Can we play you every week, Kofi? That's what you should be singing. Can we play you? Can we play you every week?
Do you know what I mean?
Because it's
so he's got to. He has to address it. But it's whether the board, as Calvin's saying, the problem is FSG. Do you know what I mean? And FSG need to back Klopp. He doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere any sooner. You know what I mean? Anyway, soon at the moment. I know you're linked with is it Bellingham, Jude Bellingham? But you're going to have a fight in your hands. You're going to have a fight in your hands with the likes of Man City.
Wants him now.
We're flirting with the link because everyone
wants him, doesn't they?
Yeah. And the thing is, not only that, it's whether Liverpool will make top 4. Yes, you've got 2 games in hand on Spurs, and I think Newcastle as well. So that 4th spot, mate, that's going to be a tussle and a half, man. Do you know what I mean? And with the situation with Conte gone and now Stellini taking over, and we will go into that in a bit. And
I saw a message from Chile.
Yeah,
he's pressing home. So he said that if we're going to chat Spurs, can we chat later on in the stream about Spurs? He's trying to see if he can get home to jump on. Cool. Yeah, but you know what? I said to somebody that when I was playing semi-pro basketball, we used to do a thing called the full court press, very similar to the football press, and we could only do it for 2 minutes. Everybody was gassing out after 2 minutes playing this full court press. Then we go back into zone defense, and then I need to go. So the first year we started doing that, same thing. Everyone's getting injured because that full court press meant you were defending right from the input back, and it was like non-stop, and I was like, nah, this is not sustainable. So when I look at Liverpool now, still trying to play the same way, like you said before, with no plan B. Their plan B is playing us, Kofi, every week. That's their plan B. Play Man United every week. and you're gonna get top
Jason 4. We'll play, man.
Nah, I already joke, man.
You've got coming back, haven't you? You got Diaz coming back now, and I think he's back in training.
Yeah, he's in training right now, which is good. The team have missed, his trickery, but then again, is he going to be able to handle the next few games if he does come into play?
Yeah, because he's going to have to work his way in slowly because he's been out for a good while now. He's not just because you're coming back into the thick of things, and you can't you've got to get match fit. Do you know what I mean? It's all right being fit and physically fit, and you're getting over the injury, but it's going to take a few games for him to get back to up to the speed of when I say up to the speed of Liverpool. But I mean, those levels. Those levels.
But it's the same with Ericsson. With us, he's back in football boots. But you got a question. You just can't throw him in, even though we need him now.
No, because you can't afford for him. Yeah, you can't.
But if he throws him in and gets injured again.
Exactly, you can't have another recurrence or nothing. Yeah.
So same thing. You got to be eased in these high tempo games now, because I think everything going forward is a cup final now, Norm. Every game going forward is a cup final. There's no easy games now.
But and throwing into that mix as well, D, there's a good chance that you could, if you get over Brighton, there's a good chance that you could meet Man City. And I mean, the amount of games that you're playing anyway already. And
I'm hearing that Sabista got injured on international as well.
Oh, you're joking.
Our midfield is just depleted again. It's bad. You haven't made that up. Yeah, apparently.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Scott McTominay getting 2 goals about come on, Eddie.
Was he playing in midfield? I don't even know. He's playing in midfield, was he?
They beat Spain, and Rodri was having a bit of a mold. And I don't like the way Scotland play. Get out of it. And not only that, Listen, that Rodri, mate. Did you see that tackle on Odegaard?
That was a bit nasty, wasn't
I know
it?
there's a conspiracy theory that, a lot of Arsenal fans have come out and said, Rodri is trying to injure Odegaard and stuff like that. It should have been a penalty, yeah? But listen, the way he went through, if Odegaard maybe had his ankle planted, right, mate.
It actually felt personal, didn't it? It felt personal, that tackle.
It felt personal. Do you know what I mean? And I think
a little bit nasty.
I think Craig had alluded to earlier on in the chat.
There's no room for that in the game, man. There's no room. We can be competitive without that.
Big up Scott, man, all the way.
Man, like Scott.
Man. Big up to you, brother.
Yeah, man. Scott gave me a follow on Instagram. Big up yourself, my brother. I followed you back, Scott. I followed you back. I don't know how you found me because I'm not. My Instagram name is kind of different, you know what I mean? But he found me, which is good. Good for you.
How do you, mate? He's looking for you, D.
Scott McTominay.
Raging hard, bro.
Calvin, we can't put Raging and Scott in the same breath, man. He's such a what they call it, blue patch player. Because if McTominay can grab a ball just outside of the box and run and just go top bins, and you're like, why don't you do that every week?
I've seen that a couple of times.
You know what I'm saying? He's such a frustrating player. Oh my gosh. Because most of the time he's hiding, Kofi. You're watching midfield, right? You're looking for the pass, and Scott is stood behind the Arsenal player. Bro, show yourself. So I think that
he sounds a bit like Lukonga, mate.
but that's the thing when you see players come and play for their country, they come out and they're different stuff, man. They're different stuff.
Yes. Sorry about this, Scott. He said, "Have we had a time change? I missed the start. The clocks have gone forward, Scott.
Yes,
so that's why you've missed it.
Leaked.
So basically,
he's forgotten.
Because obviously in New Zealand, I don't think they do the Greenwich Mean Time thing. So it's our summertime. So on Saturday night, Sunday morning, the clocks went forward by an hour. So when it was 1 o'clock, it went forward by 2 o'clock. So we lost an hour, basically. And that's what he says, man.
Loads of people did that, you know. Loads of people
got caught out by that.
Just forgot. Yeah, I think I know. With Apple, it automatically changes my watch and my phone. I was up on the computer. Then it's like 3 o'clock, and I looked at the clock up there. It was 2 o'clock. I went, "Oh snap!" So, and I had an appointment in the morning. So I was broke up when I woke up because I messed up. I just
So Scott, So basically, we've lost an hour. So basically, we've gone an hour forward. So what was our start time last week is now moved an hour forward, basically. So if you're on next week, make sure you log on time, bro. But listen, big up to you anyway for that. So just going back to what we're saying, I just lost my train of thought. What was we talking about, D? With regards to Scott McTominay, McTominay
and the thing is, you have to remember, Norm, there's less pressure playing for Scotland, believe it or not, than Man United. I think he really feels that, like, he plays better away from home. I think the pressure of the Old Trafford 75,000 and the weight of the shirt, he don't feel that pressure. I think he's just free to play for Scotland. So it is different.
Later on in the show, it'd be interesting because I have put on there keep or sell. So we will just go through a couple of our players to say who we're going to keep in the summer and who we want to sell. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on that with regards to player transfers in the summer. So listen, let's because obviously Chile is trying to get on so that he can get on the show to talk about the Conte saga and the Spurs saga. So what we'll do, let's just go back to the Saka deal and the fact that he's getting £15 million a year. Part of that is bonus. Yeah.
That's what he's on now, Norm.
So he's say that again.
Is that what is he on 15 million a year now?
No, that's the deal.
The new one. Okay, right.
You mad? He was only on about. He was only on about 70,000. He was only on about 70,000, mate. So listen, I mean, I just dragged up to see. I just put in Saka contract. Now I'm not too sure whether this is the latest or this is a deal that he had signed before. But according to a lot of outlets, the deal is pretty much a done deal. Saka, he said that London is his home. You know, he had the likes of Real Madrid sniffing around, Barcelona, Liverpool, Kofi, Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool looking at him.
Yeah, Liverpool. Listen, man, Liverpool. Yeah, was sniffing around him, man. Kofi.
Bro, I told you from the beginnings we were looking at him.
Yeah, he was looking at him. Absolutely looking at him. And also, Barcelona said, as I said, Barcelona.
But Barcelona can't sign anybody now.
They can't sign anybody. Man City. You know.
I'm surprised City didn't try and tempt him with a stupid amount of money.
Well, you know what? There was last year. You know, there was a talk about maybe, you know, us getting Tuchenko and getting Jesus from there. Come the following season, a couple of seasons on, it might be a deal might be brokered for Saka to go the other way.
Right.
But listen, the season that Saka's having this season, if you look at his career stats for Arsenal, he's played 125 Premier League games for Arsenal. A total of 30 goals and 25 assists. The guy's only 21. You know, he came through Hale End and playing through the under 80s, and he was doing it at that level. And then to come up through, and I think he was brought into the first team for under Unai Emery, playing as a kind of emergency left back. And did pretty well in that position. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously Arteta's taken over, and his game's gone. He's gone on leaps and bounds now. And when you look at this season, he's in double, you know, figures when it comes to goals. 12 goals. I think he's the second highest goal scorer in our team. I think Martinelli's on 13 goals, but he also has 10 assists. So he's youngest player to have 12 goals and 10 assists in a season, which is absolutely brilliant. And as Scott said, with this deal, because we know what happened when listen, this is a mad thing. You know, Aubameyang, 375,000 deal. Ozil, £350,000 deal. What happened to their game? It kind of went downhill. I'm praying to God that this doesn't happen. Now, there was a situation with Martinelli when he signed his deal. Now, Martinelli is on about 200k a week, and a lot of people saying his game really dipped after that. He's now come back into form, which, as you said, the sign of a good player. I'm not saying Martinelli is a world-class player, but the mentality, you know, to come back from that. Not only that, the last game in the Europa League where he missed that penalty, and then the following game, you know, he's at home, he scores. So Arteta is instilling that mentality in these players, and as I said, for Saka, he's. That's why they call him Starboy. You know, I think he's had 2 seasons running. He's had Player of the Year for Arsenal. Because at one point he was pretty much carrying. Definitely last season, the season before, he was carrying Arsenal on his shoulders.
Well, no, this is the thing. You know, he's a Starboy when he's FaceTiming Kim Kardashian, isn't it? The man clean reach, you know. I'll be like, rah, okay, I see you, bro.
Bro, listen, man. You better just stay away. I don't want no curse or nothing on that, brother. You know what I mean?
Kitty Cakes likes him, mate. She was there, yeah, man. Holler at me, bro.
Oh my God. Oh man, listen, man. When I heard
I really jokes on Saka. I really jokes, man. But like I say, he did FaceTime, man, which was mad. Yeah. But you know, there you go, Scott.
Yeah. He's such a fantastic player. Yeah, fantastic off the field, you know, so down to earth. And, you know, you never hear anything, you know, as I said, there's no controversy around his name or nothing like that. Obviously, when D said last week that he FaceTime Kim Kardashian, I was like, oh my God, man. Please, Lord.
Yeah, that was all over Twitter, man. I just, you know, you look at it and go, no way. What's he doing? I couldn't believe it. But you know what? You're allowed to have friends. Let's not judge him in a way like he's looking to do something. Yeah, that's if he considers her a friend, because clearly he's got her number in his phone, isn't it? He's using his phone to FaceTime her. So clearly they've met somewhere. I bet they met somewhere at something in the off season, and they just hit it off. They're just like, yeah, we cool, man. So
yeah,
fair enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But no, his parents have brought him up to be such a humble guy.
Yeah, man.
And you know, as long as he keeps his feet on the ground, and let's hope that he will be the highest paid player in Arsenal. Behind
even in that norm brings some pressure.
Yes.
From time you're top of the pile now, everyone's saying, you know how much he's on.
Definitely.
And this is what I probably don't like about us knowing what they're on. Because I think it heaps the wrong pressure. Like, but very rarely, I'll know what you're on in your job. It's not my business what you're getting paid, same as mine. But when they hit these heights, it's all over the newspaper, allegedly this or thereabouts. And everyone said, you've got to play better than that. He's on $350 a week.
Yeah.
And how often we say that. Yeah.
And so, and that happened with Aubameyang, that happened with Ozil, especially those two. And then, I suppose then, when you look at the flip side, when Sanchez came to your club,
man,
man was on 500 boys. The man was on 500 boys a week. Yeah. And the man was not performing. And at some point, you got to say, come on, man, what's going on? What was Man United done here?
Because you see what it does as well, it throws the whole squad. Because they're so over competitive that from time, it's like anything. From time I know that Norm's on 100k a week, I'm knocking the door, say, Norm's on 100k a week. What are you saying, boss? You know what I mean? And it's true because that's the nature of them, Norm. No one's going to see you on 100k a week and me and Kofi are both on 60. We ain't just going to chill and go, Norm's on 100.
But you know what, D? Just go back to Saka. Based on, and that's the question that I want to ask to you and the audience. Is Starboy worth £15 million a year? Now, when you break down, I was just watching another podcast and they broke it down in terms of how it works. So he's essentially on 5 million of that will be bonuses. So that means that if he scores X amount of goals, if he ends up getting in the Champions League, if he wins the Premier League, all of these stuff is all added on. So he's on 100, like it sounds crazy. His basic pay 190,000 a week, but that will jump up to 210. No, sorry, not 210. Do my maths. 190, 110. Is that right? Yeah, 110. Yeah. So 300,000.
Jump up.
Yeah.
Oh, jump
what
up
I'm saying is, so
combined.
100. Well, his basic is 190.
Yeah.
Followed by that, so he will be getting all these little things on top of that. I mean, we're not even talking about shirt deals and sponsors and all that. That's all different.
But Norm, he's already got bare adverts,
Listen,
because
this guy is made for life, bro.
He's on at least 3 or 4 adverts that I've seen him on.
Yeah.
Adidas and some other stuff.
He's made for life. He's made for life, and he's 21, guys. This is what I'm saying, bro. This man is 20. What can this guy achieve in the next few years? Is going to be
sky's the limit. Should come to Liverpool. To Liverpool.
It's too late now. And the thing is, the deal, I think he signed it till 2029.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Is till 2029. Now, some people say that they should have tried and get it to 2030. So I think it's either a 6-year deal. So, the likes of Modric and Enzo from Chelsea, they're on like 7 or 8 year deals.
Yeah.
I don't know why Arsenal didn't push for that. But listen, 15 million. I mean, sorry, Kofi. If it's 5 or 6 years, £15 million a year. Times that by 6, people. Tell me what that is. Please. Please tell me that. What is that, bro? Tell me.
That's 90 million, right?
90.
Yeah, 90 million, isn't it?
Yeah, 90.
Over 5 years.
Norman, that's an NBA contract. No, it is. This is what they do with the young kids in the NBA coming out of college. 130 million US dollars, 85, 90 million guaranteed. And then you renegotiate your last 2 of the 5 or 6 year contract. You renegotiate, but you sign your name and you get that $85 million check. Obviously, comes with huge insurance, and then in the final 2 years of your contract, you renegotiate and sign an extension, or they trade you or whatever. That's an NBA contract right there. That's nice.
So so when you combine all of that, people, I'll ask you, Kofi, is he worth that money? Would you pay him if it was you? If you was the owner of your club, prospective club, based on what you've seen Saka do, not only this season, the season before, and what he's doing for England, is he worth the £15 million a year? He's 21. So if you got let me just say this first, sir. You've got an experienced player. I just say like say you're an experienced player. You got to look at Finchenko, you got to look at Jesus. Jesus was the highest paid player at 220. He was the talisman. Now all of a sudden now Starboy's jumped up there.
Yeah.
He's now on 300k a week now. Now, the mentality there is, does Jesus think to himself, well, you know what? I need to do more to get the contract, or is he going to go in there and think, why is he on that money? But Saka is doing the business. I'm not saying that Jesus ain't doing it, but Saka is bringing goals and assists to his games. Yeah?
Plus, Norman, plus he's always available.
And he's always available.
The kid rarely gets injured.
Yeah.
In the last couple of seasons, he's not injury prone.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I've got to look at it and say, if I'm the owner of the club, and you know, his star boy performing at the highest, game in, game out, you know, consistent, first on the team sheet. But then also, I've got to look at, do I have other star players who are consistently performing on that same level, but maybe not as much money being offered? And is the wage structure?
Well, so, Kofi, give me an example of that, because if you look at Arsenal and look at what's happened there, Saka, as I said before, this wage, Saka. Listen, okay, let's put it into perspective then. Saka was performing last year, the year before, and this year. Yeah, Nketiah ends up getting a new deal worth £100,000 a week. Yeah, same agent. Yeah, £100,000 a week.
Yeah, I get it.
Right. Okay. So you then look and think, what are the other players that are consistently doing? What I would say is that Saka has consistently did it for 3 years straight. Yeah,
true.
And then if you look at Martinelli, if you look at all the other players in our club, Granit Xhaka, he hasn't consistently done it for 3-4 years, because at one time Granit was on his way out of the club because the way he treated
what was Granit being paid? Or what
but Granit is on probably 100, and I don't know what he's on now. I think Granit's probably on about 100. If anybody could put it in the chat and let me know, Craig, if you know what he's on, let me know. But he's on 100 and something plus. I haven't got the actual. But
if you put,
you've got to be consistently doing it year in, year out.
Saka in Liverpool team right now, and he's on this upward trend. Yes, he would definitely deserve to be on par with Salah's money, Van Dijk. Yeah, Van Dijk's on 220. No, but Van Dijk has performed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Van Dijk has performed, but
about 18 months Van Dijk has performed.
He's performed since he got into the club, mate. But he's not on Salah's money, and then it questions the wage structure of the others. Like Trent would be looking at it like, well, how does this guy that's younger than me get more money than me? And then Trent would be like, okay, I've got to up my level a bit more, because, you know, he's not really performed as well as Saka is consistently over the last couple of years, like that. So, you know, you got to look at it in different aspects. That, can the club financially?
So your approach to this, Kofi, is that you're very cautious about what you would give to a youngster at this. I mean, you would have no problem giving 300k to Mo Salah, yeah. But what's happened to Mo Salah this season? Kind of dropped.
No. But then Mo Salah's been doing it.
Yeah, I heard that. I absolutely heard that. Yeah, so because he's been doing it, week in, month in, year in, basically. So he's worth that. But obviously, that's taken a bit of a dip. But are you basing it on his age? Are you just a little bit kind of reluctant to what
age just don't come into it, because, you know, Mbappe's like just cleaning up.
Well, he's every week. Mbappe is on another level in terms of pay.
You know, he's still young, so you've got to look at it that, can this guy consistently do it every single week, every year for the next 3-4 years to then put.
Well, the trajectory of Saka right now is like that. Yeah, right. It's like that. That's what it is, and so I think he's worth the money. And yes, you have to think about all the other players, but you know what? If they come into the office and they knocked on my door and said, "Boy, how come Saka?" Well, say, first start, Saka was on 70 grand a week. yeah, he's obviously his agent has looked at that and said, you know what, this guy's performing. He's carrying Arsenal. Yeah, you know, you come in and get on his level, and then we'll talk about maybe giving you a pay rise.
Yeah,
you know
but then would Arsenal then say, or would Odegaard then say, if Arsenal win the Premier League, would Odegaard then say, well,
it's natural.
Can you pay me 300,000?
No, it's natural that if this, let me say this now to you, yeah? If Arsenal win the Premier League, you're guaranteed the players that are being performing, the players like Odegaard, Granit Xhaka, Jesus, Saliba, who's still in the process of sorting out his contract. These guys will get the team will be rewarded. Yeah, they will be rewarded. Obviously, you know, we are going to look at who we would keep, because there are going to be players that we're going to get rid of, because there's talk that Arsenal are looking to get rid of 6 to 7 players at the end of the season. Yeah, right, and rightly so. But I'm saying that if we go on and achieve the Premier League, the players that have contributed to Arsenal winning the Premier League, they deserve a contract, or to even go in and have a conversation. I definitely know that the agents will be knocking on the door and saying, "Listen, guys, we've just won the Premier League. What are you saying about my guy?" You understand? But I think at the moment, because there's a togetherness at Arsenal, maybe they're masking it, but because there's a togetherness, I don't see anybody going, "Oh, Saka's on that, blah blah, there's on that." You know, maybe in the background, but if they're not performing, then bro, accept it. You know what I mean? D, you was going to say something quickly.
Right, here's the thing, Noam, right?
Yeah.
And this is huge with this new contract. At some point, they will address the image rights. So commercially, this kid is worth a fortune to you, right? Because all the adverts we see him in, right? Now, I'm not going to say it's as high as what we give in our tides, but I reckon it's at least 10% of everything he earns commercially comes back to the club. Everyone forgets about the image rights. Image rights is huge. I remember Ronaldo
absolutely, yeah, 100%.
kicking off about image rights, right? And so I think if they give him 300k, and he brings back millions in image rights, they ain't gonna care.
They're not going to care. They're not going to care, mate. It's like Beckham. It's like David Beckham.
Yeah,
like David
especially
Beckham.
if you win a title.
Especially
if you win a title.
You take your man Sue guy, the Sue man.
Yeah. And I remember Ronaldo complaining about this. He was saying, people don't realize how much I give to them in image rights. But that's the contract you signed to get your 500k a week. Is that, okay, we're going to give you 500k a week, but every sponsorship deal that you get, we need our image rights.
And Kofi, wasn't the same when Salah was sorting out his contract, because to do with the image rights and all that?
Well, there was a rumor that he was I think the agent, between him and the agent, they were asking for 500 bags.
Wow.
500. And you know, he then thought about it and said, nah, okay, let me just come back to 350.
Right.
Because 350 was the asking amount. And then he went up to 500 because there was so much more talk going on. There's so much noise being made. And then he just humbled himself. And now he's...
But Kofi, this is really my point. If you just look at the big six, right? And look at... Just say, if you say their core spine, their top 5 players, as in the goalie, their top defender, top midfielder, 2 strikers, whatever. Yes, Jay, good evening, Jay. If you look at that and you say, just from our top 6 players, the image rights that we're pulling, all the top teams, United, Chelsea, Tottenham, all the top teams, all pulling them big image rights. So the wages, as much as in our minds we're saying, wow, this is a lot of money, no one's showing you the flip side of what they're making on the image rights. Honestly, it's insane. And so you can't feel sorry for the club. People say, oh, well, they should be paying him that sort of money. He's got a short-lived career. If he's lucky, he's going to play till he's 32 years old, 33, 35 if he keeps his body in shape and drops into midfield. As in drops into a midfielding role rather than a high-pressing role. He could play at 35. But after this contract, Norm, he's probably got one big contract after this one, Norm, that takes him into his 30s.
Yeah.
So this one has to be huge for him. because this one is the one that sets him up and his family's village back wherever, where you know, all these little things where it's more than just you and your parents. I'm sure he's got cousins and tight brethren that he wants to hook up and have their lives a little bit nicer through his blessings. So I look at it and say the clubs take so much in image rights.
Big up Root Calls, man.
Yes, Root Calls. Pay him his money, no. And I don't really have a problem with it because, like I said earlier in the show, look at the cost to replace him. Just say you sell him to Real Madrid for 140 mil, argument's sake. You're going to spend at least 120 of that, if not more, replacing him, and still pay at least 300, at least 250 to 300k a week to the person that. Because if you buy someone for over 100 million, they're not going to be on 150 a week wages after you just spend 150 million to buy them. And that's how I look at it. Is then okay, you've got him. Like I'm not going to say own him, but own him for a better use of word. It feels a bit slaverish, but you know what I mean. He plays for your club. He's under your contract. Yeah. For you to sell him and replace him is going to cost you more than that money. And the money you're making from his image rights, it makes sense at that age. At 21, by the time his contract is up, it'll be 28/29. Then he's looking for his last big contract before he kind of hits the decline. And that's if injuries don't mess him up along that journey. You never know what's going to happen injury-wise. Yeah. So I look at it and say, to replace him would cost you more. Pay him his money. Yeah. I'm not saying that the club should be held ransom by these players and agreed it, because the agents will be, as we know. The agents want to get paid like they're football players, which is always a mad one for me. Like, no, you're an agent, relax. He's the one. He's the one.
You know what's really good, for Arsenal, it's just some exciting times ahead for Arsenal because we've got some real quality players. With Saka coming through the academy, you've got Martinelli, who was bought, from a second-tier Brazilian club. We paid something like 7 million for him. Yeah, look at what he's doing now. Do you know what I mean?
And that's the key thing, Norm. Academy player.
Yeah.
He never cost you 70 million to bring him in.
Exactly. Saliba cost us just under, I think it's about 26, 27 million, somewhere thereabouts. Yeah. Look what the guy's worth now. The guy, and there's this thing, we've got a lot of young players, and I know Chelsea and I know Spurs want to do this thing where they bring in young players, pay them low wages, but hopefully have the right manager to develop them. Now, someone like Arteta can do that. Yeah. Klopp is more kind of like the middle of the road kind of thing. He's not about developing new players, but what he can do is work with players that are well seasoned, like Conte and Mourinho. They want ready-made players to go because they're short term. They're not long term. And Chelsea obviously want to bring in like a young manager like Potter. It was a bit of a struggle for him in terms of getting the team. But if you look at Chelsea's team right now and the players that they've recruited in, a lot of them are not older than 25. Yeah, they're all below the age of 25. 21, 22. So they're adopting this thing where they're bringing the players in. All right, they might have to pay potential players or world-class players that they're bringing in, paying the money, but giving them these long contracts and hoping that there will be a manager that can develop them to world-class level and then sell them on. Yeah. And that's what's really good now with Arsenal now, because we've got good players coming through the academy and we've bought young players and Arteta's developed them to a level now that if there is a sell-on or their ceiling is going to be quite high. So if we do end up selling them, because to replace William Saliba now, it would cost us some money. To replace Saka, as you said, it would cost us a lot of money. To replace Martinelli, it would cost us a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? I think our area now is the midfield now that we need to sort out. So hence why we're linked with Declan Rice, we're linked with Casado. These guys are young players. So you can see what Arteta is trying to do and the club is trying to do is bringing young players that know the Premier League, but Arteta can develop them to the next level. And I'm not going to lie, I take my hat off to him because I didn't think he had it in him to do what he's doing right now. And I've got to admit, I'll take my hat off to him concerning that. But I really do believe that Saka deserves his flowers and give it to him, because if not, there's going to be another club sniffing around. As I said, Liverpool right now, you can't afford him, bro. You can't afford him, Kofi.
There are a lot of players out there which we can't even afford. So I can't even say anything.
The contrast is, Kofi. The contrast is you're giving a 37-year-old another extension. I mean, this and that's why I understand why you're so frustrated. I absolutely understand why you're frustrated.
But this is the thing. It's been going on for years, and it's like FSG. They're just waving their wand, saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do an extension to the stadium and whatnot," but invest in the team again. You need to do it every year, and they're not doing it like that.
This is a question. Sorry. This is just a quick question from Kofi, from Scott. Kofi says, "What's your thoughts on Arthur Melo?"
Man, I don't know. Look, we panicked, but I don't know why we even put this guy in the team, man. He hasn't even featured.
Well, no, I think is he injured? Is he back on the? I don't know because he's not. I can't remember seeing him. I think he came. He played in the cup game, didn't he? But I think he came on. I can't remember.
Is he from the academy? Is he from the academy? Or
no.
He's from Barcelona.
He's from Barcelona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is he, Kofi?
He came on loan. How old is he? Yeah. How old is he, Kofi?
He's in his. he's a late 20.
Late 20. Is he? Oh
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Late 20s, mate.
Right. I say it's the trend of the club. You know, get the older ones in. You know, see how they can perform, and you know, just give them an extension to their contracts.
But there has to be a balance, though, because if you know, you can't go with a completely young team with no kind of experience there, because I think, you know, in the games where, you know, in them semi-final games and things like that, you kind of find that as a youngster learning their game, they can come unstuck. Big up Diego.
Yeah,
this man Diego, boy, long time Diego.
Chelsea, man. Not Chelsea. Sorry, apologies, not Chelsea. Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Palace, man. Brother. Yeah, but so you look at that and say that the team balance is key. I'm not saying that you give Milner another contract, but it probably is something that he sees in Milner that brings a calmness to the changing room and knowledge. So I'm not going to knock him. I'm not going to knock them giving Milner another one. But I hear where you're going, where you need a midfield with some pace now, not just solid tackles. You need a midfielder that midfielders that can arrest the ball. So yeah, what is it? Jamie O'Hara. Jamie O'Hara, you know.
Jamie,
did JB ever win anything in his career? No, Jamie O'Hara. Did he ever win anything?
I don't think he know.
Because he chats like he's won everything. You know that once.
Yeah.
Scott, you're going on blazing.
Juventus. If it's your birthday, Diego, happy birthday. Life is at 40, mate. Big up to you.
Happy
birthday.
Your birthday.
Yeah. So people in the chat, give him some love, man. Give him some love. Norm, really try slander Diego's name. Sorry, apologies. It's Crystal Palace, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And rest in peace, Mr. Vieira, Patrick, man. They done you bad. Diego,
they done Patrick so dirty.
Diego, what are your thoughts on them sacking? We had this conversation last week, me, D, and we were saying that, and Chile, and we were saying, why do they let go of this guy? Even though, he was in 12th place, he was 3 or 4 points off of the relegation zone. But you had what's his name? Leicester guy, Brendan on 25 points. Why? Do you know what I mean? How has he not got sacked?
I think the worst thing for me, though,
it's ridiculous.
The worst thing for me in that situation, Norm, is that they brought back Turkey Nick Roy. That's just a slap in the chops, that is. It's like, what are we doing here? Honestly, I'd be in my feelings if I was Patrick Vieira, seeing that they brought back Turkey Nick Roy. I'd be like, nah, you lot snaked me. I think they snaked him badly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, a lot of like, a lot of the the YouTubers are saying that they hope they get relegated for that dirty move on him. I've heard a lot of YouTubers say, nah, man, I done Patrick dirty, man. You always, when you're at a team that don't spend much money, you're always going to have these purple patches where it's like, yo, we could have won that, but we got unlucky, or we draw in too many games, or whatever. But it's not like they're playing awful football. And then they had their best player out for how long? And he was still trying to keep it together without your best player, the one that scored you the most goals. So, like, I'm saying, give the man some money and let him buy another striker in January. Because you knew, like, Sahar's got a thing with the injuries now. It's like, it's kind of common now that he gets injured every season at some point. And it's normally for at least 6-7 weeks sometimes that you're out. You're talented.
Well,
So
we will see. We will see how Turkey Net gets on this weekend when they play in his first game back with them. What's Diego saying? It's a results business and it can be a ruthless business. I was gutted for Patrick. Some players need to look at themselves.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let him down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right, Diego. They let him down.
Yeah. But I just think the club did him bad. Do you know what I mean? I think the next, because we looked at the next few games and we felt that out of those last 10 games, we felt didn't we, in Chile? We felt that,
I think we said he could win at least 6 of those games.
6 of those
50%,
games.
Yeah, but
50% of those games which would have kept him in the Premier League.
Yeah, that magic 40 points.
It is what it is. Conor Gallagher talent was never replaced. Yeah, that's absolutely, because when he played for you, what was it, last season, the season before?
Yeah.
He was fantastic for you guys, and I thought that Conor would end up staying with you guys, or Crystal Palace buying him, but he's gone back to Chelsea.
There was an option to buy Norm. You know, when I don't think they gave him an option to buy.
Only
Diego might know that if there was an option to buy, but I don't think there was. There was basically Chelsea wanted to go out and get some Premier League experience, and I thought he done very well for Palace. And then once they saw him doing well, they took him back, didn't they? So
but then he's gone back to Chelsea, and he's not really featuring. He's not really featuring much. And to be honest, I mean, I think when he was playing well to Palace, a lot of the Chelsea fans were saying we need to get this guy back for next season. But when he's come back and he hasn't really done well, and a lot of them was calling for him to say, listen, he needs to go back to Crystal Palace. So I don't know. Sometimes,
Well, I think he may have got more game time on the Tuchel, because it was Tuchel that sent him out to the loan. So Tuchel saw something in him. Like, okay, let him go out, play competitive football for a season, and then integrate him. Even if he's in a rotation, he would have got. I think he would have got more game time under Tuchel. So just unfortunate that the whole thing blew up, and they canned Tuchel when he came back, because that's the worst thing for a player to coming back to play for a manager that fans you, for that manager to get fired, and then you're like, right, this new guy don't fancy me. And that's why I came back from loan or whatever. Might as well stayed at Palace, but then that's not really his call if there's no option to buy. So
it's mad. But listen, we move on from there. Now this one here, I just want to throw this out: truth or bluff? Now, injuries to key Premier League players. Now there's a number of players, and not to name Rashford was one of them.
Name them, man. Name them.
Name them.
Yeah, no, name them.
Name and shame them. Name and shame them. So you had Rashford, Brennan Johnson from Nottingham Forest. The Welsh manager was quite frustrated with him. Also, there was a level of frustration from Gareth Southgate. He took a little bit of a dig at Rashford. Basically, the 5 games, I think Rashford, in the 5 games, there were tournament games where there were non-tournament games, he's basically pulled out and said he couldn't do it. And I think the question was asked to him, like, well, if he's not here, I don't know how he's going to perform because he's never here. In so many words, he was kind of saying that. Then obviously you got Haaland, who's out with a groin injury, but he's now back in light training. I'm hearing that Rashford is now back in light training. And I think with the Brennan Johnson one was that the Welsh manager is going to see, because he pulled out, he's going to see whether he plays in this coming weekend. So I suppose the question I'm asking people, and in the chat as well, this situation with international players who, when the internationals come, now some of the games are just why do they do it? Do you know what I mean? Every minute there's an international, and there's the worry of injuries. At the moment there's a little bit of a worry about Thomas Partey, picking up a slight knock. He hasn't played for Ghana, but the new manager there, the manager there now, Kofi? Who's the manager for Ghana now? The ex-Tottenham guy and Brighton manager. What's his name? I can see his face.
Oh, Chris Hughton.
Chris Hughton, yeah?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, he kind of said that out of precaution, he's not going to play Partey. And Partey is a key person for us. So I worry every time he goes on international duty, because every time he goes on international duty, he always comes back with some kind of muscle strain or a knock or whatever. So they basically said, they're not going to play. But what are your thoughts on players, pulling out, and then ended up, all of a sudden they're in light training and they're back, playing for their prospective clubs?
Here's the thing, right? And I'm anti-England with this football team. Southgate, right? And I keep saying this brother's a clown, right? Because in the World Cup, when Rashford was pulling up trees, this man refused to start him. All right, he's bailing you out. You're not starting him, and I'm like, okay, right. So you're not starting him because of what went on last season and the.
Yeah, because I heard there was a bit of a falling out between the two of them.
Yeah. Ollie getting fed, and basically, I think deep down, Rashford will never come out and say he's not that kind of kid. He don't respect Southgate, right? Now he's definitely carrying a knock, right? Because I can't remember what game.
He limped off in that last game.
Yeah. He pulled him and he's limping, and I'm saying, I think I said to you guys, we got to wrap this kid in cotton wool. I don't want to go away with England with that knock.
Hold on, sorry, D. We need to introduce the main man. He's in the room.
Well, the chili dog is here. The chili dog is here.
Everybody just put their hands together as we welcome in the red corner, Mr. Chili.
Man's like Chili. What are you saying, bro?
That's how I want to get introduced every week, yeah?
You know what? Edit.
Kofi. No.
What's going on, bro?
Big up to you, Chili, man. And listen, let me first of all ask you, how was it out in the cotton fields, all right?
It's hot out there, man.
Yes, Spencer. Yes, Spencer.
It's a little.
No, sir. Yeah. All right, listen. It's a little joke between us, lot.
Yeah. The man get a 5 minute. We get a 1 minute break to drink out the soup ladle. Just like put it back down.
Now, can we start? Chili is in the cup. He is in the cup. Chili is here.
He is in the cup.
Everybody's here. Yeah. Welcome you, Chili. Big up to you, brother.
Yes, Cal.
We purposely kept your thing because you know you was running late and.
Yeah.
And the master said, "Yo, you can go now."
He didn't. I'm on some runaway tip. They're looking for me now.
You know that once.
Hey, listen, guys, listen to this. What's your name, boy? Listen. Kunta. No. What's your name, boy?
Is it Stan or something like that, isn't it?
Everybody remember them days?
Yeah.
Yo, man,
borderline.
But listen,
no, can I finish my point quickly, no?
No, Toby.
Yeah, sorry.
Toby. My name's Toby.
Toby, innit? Yeah,
my name is Toby.
My name's Toby.
My name is Toby. No, my name is Kunta. No, your name is Toby. Okay, back to your point, D.
Yes. So I do understand him pulling out, but this is where he let himself down, right? If you got the injury, don't jump on the long haul flight to America. Just go to Spain, bro. Rashford. So he goes to New York.
Yeah.
He got to New York, right?
He posted on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, he's there with his girl and everything. Yeah. So this is my thing, right? Like, I don't want you having that much air miles on your body when you're injured. Take a nice 3-hour flight to mainland Spain or whatever. Get some sun, and then come back to your training. But the mere fact that he goes to New York, I just think, man, you're setting yourself up here. So for one, Southgate, I think, abuses him because I think he's played very well for England and not always got the starts when he deserved the starts. So if he's carrying a knock, he's just thinking, this guy's going to have me on the bench anyway. Have me training to be on the bench. I'd rather take a break from football. I think mentally he needed it. But what I'm saying is don't go all the way to America if you're injured on a plane for whatever, 8 hours in the air cabin and all that. Go to Spain or south of France and get some sun in the south of France or whatever. And that's how I think he let himself down, Mums. But
and you know, the likes of Erling Haaland for Norway, he pulled out with a groin injury. Some people are saying that he could miss a few games, but I mean, he's in night training. Listen, he's looking forward to you guys, man. Liverpool. He's looking forward to you, Kofi. But I need you to do the business. 12:30 on Saturday. Do the business.
See,
you have to follow Man United, bro. Follow Man United.
We turn up against the big games, and then the following week, something happens. Yeah. But we got
because the following week you're gonna be playing a small team like us. So we
got 3 in a row. Listen,
you know the crazy thing. You know the crazy thing, though, Kofi. Let me cut you here. You've got Man City on Saturday, Chelsea. And in between that is Chelsea. So I think that's why I think we might get a result at your ground. I think we'll get a result at your ground. I really do.
I don't think so. You're not getting a result.
You're playing Man City, then you're playing Chelsea, then you're playing us. That's 3 tough games there, man.
It's 2 away games, 2 tough away games, and then where you come in and this is testing time for you guys.
It's testing time. It's testing time. Listen. We know we haven't done well at Anfield, and we get that. But I think the mentality of this side now going into this, I think we could go to your ground and get something. I'm not saying we're going to get a win, but I think we could get something, and it's not going to be a beating. Right? Ain't no Toby, ain't no Kunta Kinte.
What if you get a 5-0 thrashing? What if you get a 5-0 thrashing?
What if we get a 5-0 thrashing? So what?
Don't come.
Listen, confident.
Mentally.
So you beat Man United 7-0, and then you're gonna lose against Bournemouth.
Yeah, but that happens in football. Bournemouth are fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their lives.
And the thing is,
so we get beaten 5-0, and what?
Yeah, it hurts you mentally.
We're still above you.
Yeah, but it hurts you mentally, Norm, doesn't it? And that was my concern after the.
Let me say this though, D.
Yeah.
I mean, we got knocked out of the Europa League, yeah, and
out of which league? Champions League.
I'm telling the road for Kopi.
Yes,
I'm
big up
taking
man
that.
like Scott all the way from New Zealand. Is he in New Zealand still?
Yeah, he's in New Zealand.
Yeah.
He got an hour late because he forgot that our time zone was an hour forward. He said, "Welcome." He goes, "I comes with him in the show." So big up to you, Scott.
And let me ask you something, D. What the hell are you wearing?
So this is Man United's. You know when they go to the over to the Asia tour. This is one of their warm-up tops from the Asia tour.
Is it?
Adidas, yeah. It's a mad one, isn't it? It's right confusing. It's got the bull on it and all kind of madness on there. Yeah.
It's doing my eyes in.
Is it? Sorry, man. Sorry.
I never seen this brother wearing that before.
Yeah. It's one. Yeah, they bring them out. You know, like when they do the tours and they warm up in them. You know, before they go and put the kits on and all that. So I just saw it in TK Maxx. I was like, yeah, man, this works. Just took myself up, mate. You know, no one's going to
Diego's saying here, to go to Italy and get a victory without Rashford is a positive, but can Southgate players replicate the first half performance in knockout competitions? Good question.
Southgate's got a decent record, man. People hate on him, but his record's decent. Better than most England managers.
Yeah. He's percentage.
He's getting to the later stages in the tournament. And we got to a final.
I think it's 2 Is it 2 semi-finals and a final?
And a final, 2 semi-finals and a final.
You can't complain about that.
Yeah, but if you look at this so-called elite squad, he should have won one of them. If we're saying this England squad is so elite now, when we start calling out, look who he's got Saka, he's got Rashford, he's got this one, he's got that one.
But that's what I always say, Norman. We see it from our point of view. Because we see these guys, we see Saka, we see Kane, we see Rashford, and we big them up. Yeah. But we don't know what's going on in Spain and Germany and Italy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, point taken.
Well, earlier, Chile, we were talking about what warrants world class. Now, the 3 guys you just named there, most people are going to say Kane, Rashford, and Saka, they're world class. You've got 3 world class strikers. Why is he not winning the Euros? Why is he not winning the World Cup? So, like I say, it's a perception of who's looking in at that squad. And then we're saying we have a mentality of bottling penalties. And then we broke that. They broke that curse. After that, it's like, okay. So, for me, I look at the squad now and say, I don't think he's got any excuses unless he has bad injuries to a Kane or a Rashford or a Saka. Then you're saying, okay, you need to get to another final, mate. Because you have to remember, all the other international managers that fell on their swords. And he didn't. He's the only one that didn't. Out of the big teams. He wouldn't fall on his sword. He's waiting for them to fire him, knowing full well he's their yes man and they're not going to fire him. It's a whole headache to go and find another yes man manager. So he kept his job. Where everyone else said, Brazil guy said, yeah, man, I failed. I should have got further with Brazil. Yeah, I'm out.
Did Germany?
Yeah, Germany, Germany guy fell.
Was it Frick? What's his name?
I can't remember his name.
The guy for Belgium fell on his sword. The France guy stayed, didn't he? Did the French guy stay? What's his name?
Was it Deschamps? No.
Deschamps stayed, didn't he? He stayed.
He stayed. I thought he was going to go, but he stayed.
He stayed in the end. Yeah, he stayed. Yeah, but in general, the big teams that are relevant that failed at the World Cup, their man's all fell on their sword. Apart from my England, Deschamps as well, but maybe Deschamps' contract that they didn't want to pay him off. I think Southgate got he got a new extension, didn't he? He actually got rewarded for failure, which is mad, isn't it? So
big up man like Bursey.
Yeah, in that game, this game that's coming up this weekend, Kofi. Yeah, there's definitely Foden will definitely.
What is it? Man United this week? Man City, sorry.
Man City. Yeah, they're away to Man City. I know for a fact that Foden won't be.
He's injured. Foden.
He's had appendix. He just had his appendix out. Now, if Haaland doesn't play because Haaland is apparently carrying a groin injury and that, so what his father's been saying, who's his father is his agent. He was saying that he doesn't really want to rush him back because going into an high intensity game like that, could him have it recurring again. So I don't know. I think that Haaland
I think it's Pep playing mind games.
But if you look at, go on. Sorry, go on.
I don't think it's Pep playing mind games.
That's what I think. That's what I think. That's what I think.
Well, let's not forget, Norman. They're replacing him with a World Cup winner.
Yeah,
who is clinical.
Alvarez is clinical.
He's clinical,
Yeah.
So it's not like, poor City. No, man, you got this cat coming off the bench. If my man can't start, it's not like, listen, who we looking to now? Now we got no Haaland. I feel it's fucking City. Get on with
it. Okay, I know Kofi's got to shoot. Kofi's got to shoot in a minute. So I just wanted to get Kofi's prediction for this weekend. And obviously, we have got our game week 27 prediction. Last week, we showed the table. We've got D on 24 points, Chile on 20 points. Myself on 14.
He's drawing me in, man.
Ezra on 14 and Kofi on 13 points. So, Kofi, this weekend, what is if definitely know that Foden ain't going to play. Yeah. You always turn up for big teams. What's your prediction? And is that going to be your prediction for the weekend for the Premier League prediction table, or are you going to go for something else?
Well, it's at the Etihad, so we rarely win there. So it's one of those things. I think going to be a draw. Yeah, City probably will score first, but I think a draw is going to be the score. I'm going for Arsenal to beat Leeds.
So that's your prediction for the weekend, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, put that in the what's going on,
man.
Chat.
You're going for them easy selection there.
No.
He's beating Big D to that, yeah?
I wasn't even going to go with Arsenal this year. I was just looking now. I didn't even see.
Okay. Well, Kofi, don't forget to put that in there.
It's double game week as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What, for all the teams or just some?
About 6 or 7.
Oh, wow. Like I say, when you have City playing Liverpool, that's a matchup for for Fantasy League, man. That's a hard one to select, isn't it?
We will see Liverpool 7-up. Sorry, Big D. Or will we see another Liverpool turning up?
Man, you missed to run them jokes on me, man. That's stale now, Like, there's no fizz in that 7-up anymore. Just flat soda, that one.
Arsenal, Scott has gone for Arsenal 4, Leeds 0. So, Kofi, you might want to go for that one there.
Boy, I mean, Leeds, sometimes they can
fight sometimes.
But listen, look what they did to Wolverhampton the other week.
So
they went away to them and beat them 4-2.
I don't think it's going to be
taking
that
it lightly
easy.
at all.
I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think Arsenal to win 4.
4? Is that 4?
2-1. 2-1.
2-1. Come on, man.
Yeah, 2-1.
Okay, 2-1. So we'll put that in the what's the name chat, and I know you've got to shoot off. But
Norman took offence at that, man.
Of course, I took offence to that, man. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm going by the basis. Bournemouth came to the Emirates and they were 2-0 ahead.
Yeah, we just
they can hold a lead though. It's good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we just thought let's just give them a little bit of a free hit, yeah, and then we'll just deal with them. You understand? That's how it works, man. Yeah. Don't want to make it too easy. You know what I'm saying?
All right, guys, bless up.
But listen, bless.
Yeah, go. Nice one, bro.
Right, take it easy, yeah. Okay.
See you guys.
So let's just get on to the subject in question, and that is over and out. What next for Conte and Spurs?
No one cares what's next for Conte. We care what's next for Spurs.
So talk to me, Chile. Talk to me. Tottenham letting go of Conte this Sunday. After his rant, we knew that he had gone off to Italy to be with his family and possibly to ramp up a deal with Juventus as well whilst he's out there. And Tottenham, Mr. Levy has said, no can do, bro. You got to go. And
well, apparently it was mutual. I don't know what that means, but apparently,
listen, we all know what mutual is. We all know what mutual is, yeah.
But they were saying that we ain't had to pay out a big, massive amount, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know with that contract situation, and you know, whether Danny Levy wanted to go before a certain time, I don't know. I don't know what the wranglings are and the ins and outs of these contracts. But I mean, listen, we saw it coming, and this is the history of the Tottenham. Yeah, it is the history, and with what Conte has said, and we spoke about this last week, Cove, Chile, about who's to blame in all of this. I think it's a combination, of players, the board, and the managers. Now, Nagelsmann is kind of out there. He's now being sacked by Bayern Munich. You've got the likes of Poch, who is linked with Real Madrid. You've got Enrique. You've got a couple of other managers in the Premier League from, I think, the Nottingham Forest manager we spoke about last week. And the Thomas, what's the guy from Brentford? Frank Thomas. Yeah.
Frank.
So with all of those managers, Nagelsmann's name seems to be popping up a lot. What are your thoughts? And another interesting thing was Jamie Redknapp came out and said this, because obviously now you've got Cellini now, who's now taken over. He was Conte's assistant, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And
that's the thing. Normally, when they get sacked, everybody goes.
Yeah,
but only Conte's gone. I think someone went today or yesterday.
But,
yeah.
So with that said, and Ryan Mason, Cellini will probably have a different way to how Conte's played, because the time when what should I say? He probably played with the same system, but they just seem to play with a freedom.
Well, and they're saying that Conte was making them run 2 kilometers before a match. What's that all about?
Yeah, foolishness, isn't it?
That's foolishness, man.
Yeah,
but if that's what he's doing.
I mean,
what's his name?
It's completely banned worldwide now, I think.
Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier on.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. What now for Spurs, Chile? Because any manager coming in now.
What happens every 18 to 24 months? Press the reset button, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
is that sustainable though, Chile?
Yeah.
I think that since Mourinho, Levy's got a little bit better. So he was a bit better with Mourinho. He was a bit better with Conte. I'm just hoping that whoever comes in next, he backs them properly, stops all this just buying random players. Every man and his dog knows that we need a defence. We haven't got a defence. You man laugh every week about Sanchez and Dyer. You know what I mean? Every week. And so they've got to address that first and foremost. Before you do anything else, you've got to get in at least 2 defenders.
But I think there was talk that, that Daniel Levy should really, what's the word?
Fuck off.
Some players will say is
bugger off.
Bugger off. For that, to maybe just keep the football inside to the managers rather than getting involved.
But that's what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
And he's gone back on his word.
That was the whole point of bringing Paratici in.
Yeah. But now the situation now with Paratici out of the way now.
30 months, they said, actually. 30 months ban from football. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Kofi's just joined us in the chat. He's had enough of us being on screen, so he wasn't joining us in the chat. Yeah.
But
I mean,
he did. Arsenal.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, crazy,
In fact,
crazy.
He's had the best win rate of all of our recent managers.
Right.
Yeah.
But as everybody said, the same thing they said with Mourinho, it's going to end in tears. They said the same thing with Conte.
I was never, ever, even when we got Conte, it was all you, man, and everyone else that got me hyped because I was like, meh, I don't think that. But then everyone saying, oh, he's world class, he's gonna wins
the
everywhere.
But the thing is, Chile, that's a question again for people. He's won with Inter Milan. Yeah,
6 weeks, Scott.
Right? Yeah. He's won with Chelsea. Yeah. And okay, he's probably hasn't done too well when it comes to the Champions League, but in terms of the domestic league titles, he's a serial winner. Now, I suppose the question is you had Mourinho come to Tottenham, serial winner, doesn't win anything, leaves, wins something. Conte,
Mourinho's different though because Levy was playing games with him. Mourinho should have won a FA Cup.
Yeah, I mean, he got sacked. He got sacked. 10 days before
6 days,
6 days or whatever before an FA Cup final.
Not even a week.
Not FA Cup final. Carabao Cup final.
Was it Carabao?
Yeah.
6 days before.
Yeah. So the thing is right. Nagelsmann right now. I'm looking at Nagelsmann's record. He's won one league title, and that was with Bayern Munich. With the other clubs that he's managed, he's either finished. I think the lowest he's finished is 9th. I'm trying to remember how many clubs he's managed. Something like 6 or 7 clubs, and I think the lowest he's finished is 9th.
He's only 35 anyway.
35. Yeah, 35. So I think if he comes to the Premier League, he'd be the youngest.
We could have him for the next 20 years, and he'd still be younger than the likes of Mourinho and what they are now. Do you know
because it's mad, isn't it? 20 years time, the man will be 55.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And the question is, would he have won a title with Spurs? That's the question.
Would he won a cup? I don't know about a title. The Premiership's hard to win.
So, Chile. So, who do you want to come to your club? Who do you want to come now?
That's hard, man. Because I've still got a soft spot for Poch, man. I want Poch back, but Nagelsmann, he ticks a lot of boxes as well. In terms of what? Working with young players or just style of football? He's young for a start. I'm done with these Sam Allardyce age guys. So he's young. He works with young players. He plays good attacking football, which we like. But then
would you take
Poch?
Scott is asking, would you take Chile? Would you take Rodgers?
No, hell no. Hell no. Don't insult me, Scott.
Brenda. What about Brenda? Take Brenda, man. Huh?
No, allow Brendan, man.
Man's like Brenda.
I don't want none of the British merry-go-round managers.
Right. What about Patrick Vieira?
Nah, that can't work.
Patrick couldn't. Patrick, what?
Nah, that can't work.
He'd be overwhelmed.
He'd be overwhelmed because when he goes in your trophy cabinet, he goes, "What?"
Don't worry, there's enough in there. There's enough in there. Couple European ones. What do you know about that?
Couple Audi Cups here. Couple Audi Cups.
All I see in Arsenal is domestic. How come?
Don't worry about it. At least it's cups, man. Audi Cup.
We got European Cup.
Audi Cups, man.
We got the first European Cup. What about that? How many have you got?
We've won. Listen, we've won a Cup Winners' Cup. It's classed as a European.
What's some milk cup rubbish? Yeah? Don't talk to me about that foolishness.
But seriously, on a serious note, though,
this would be if it was up to me. Yeah, my first choice would be Poch, then Nagelsmann, then Enrique.
Okay.
That's how I would do it. Yeah. But if we get one of the others, I'm not gonna be mad, especially Nagelsmann. I ain't gonna be mad at that.
But just going back with the fact that now you're going to go with Stellini till the end of the season and Ryan Mason.
They need to get rid of Mason. I don't even know what Mason's still doing there. Get them on damn nerves.
But what I'm saying though, why? I think Jamie Redknapp came out and said that why didn't they go with Poch to the end of the season? Because
the way things were going, what Real Madrid do.
Right.
Poch said he ain't trying to do that until the summer. And
edging his bets, edging his bets,
yeah. And can you blame them?
No, you can't. No. I think you have to just let the dust settle and see what happens. Literally,
you let the dust settle. Yeah.
I just saw the dust comment by Scott, man. I don't know why Scott is trolling like that. What happened to you, bro? Come on, man. Play nicely. Come on, play nicely.
But what about Benitez?
Wow.
No.
Where is Benitez then? Where is he?
Yeah, where is he? My man's sitting in some big
like Benitez.
Barcelona.
He must be,
trying to come back.
Yeah. Do what to be served?
No, man.
Man's like Manuel, you know.
What? Manuel?
Yeah, Manuel.
You know,
boy.
Manuel,
okay, so listen, Conte, Conte is being linked with a Juve job, or he's looking for an Italian job. So he won't be driving around in any minis.
We might even end up with Ancelotti. Let him.
Listen, mate, because the thing is, if Ancelotti does leave, Poch obviously is linked, but I think Poch, Nagelsmann, I think what they're saying is that they just need time to just reflect on their season and whatnot. Now the thing is
available.
Okay, so question here then, chill, right? If because you've got Newcastle, you've got Liverpool chasing you down, they've got 2 games in hand on you,
and
Brighton. If you miss out on Champions League, do you think you'll get Nagelsmann? Do you think you'll get Poch? Or is it going to be ended up probably getting a Benitez? Because do you think Levy can persuade the likes of them Nagelsmann to come?
I think Nagelsmann and Poch and maybe even Enrique, maybe not. Maybe they will say, no, we're looking to play Champions League. We're looking for something bigger. But then you can go down to people like Thomas Frank, do you know what I mean? And try and
Scott Parker. I called Scott Parker.
Craig trolling, man. Nobody wants Scott Parker, man. Come on, bro.
Right, you man are just taking liberties now. I come in a good frame of mind, and you man just want to come up and step me.
Oh man, that's funny. Scott Parker, you know, where's your Scotty gun?
Oh yeah, and also don't forget the City Fairs Cup, another European trophy Arsenal won. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate.
You had to Google that.
So, Tottenham Hotspur are still in for a shout for the top 4th place, according to Diego. Listen, I think with Cellini, is he going to get these guys going again?
I don't think we will get top 4.
The future of Harry Kane as well. Let's bring that into the question, because yes, he's your record goal scorer for Tottenham and England and all of that. Yeah, but the guy wants to win trophies, and I know you said, Chile, you wouldn't blame him if he ends up going somewhere else. You know what I mean? Whether that's abroad or he could go.
I don't think he's going to go abroad. I think he's going to go Man U.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Chelsea to want him as well and make it a little bidding war. 110 M's in it.
Yeah. But
I don't tell you already. A solid 75, 80 max, and we're going to give you Harry. We're going to give you Lindelof. And we're throwing Mason as well. We're throwing Mason in the mix because people are
with the foot tag as well. With the foot tag.
Give us 150. Give us 150 M's, and we'll give you Sanchez, Dyer, and Winks midfielder. What do you mean,
bro? I'd be furious if we paid 150 because I feel like we would. Players. No, but I feel like
that's the question. Will Daniel?
I feel like we wouldn't have learnt if we spent that money. If we spent 150 on Kane, I think as a club in the transfer market, we're not learning from our mistakes.
No one's going to spend 150 on it now.
Yeah, nah.
2 seasons ago, maybe when we had loads of time left on his contract, he could walk. Yeah. He can just say, "I'm not signing. I'm not going. Wait until January. Chat to Man U, and in the summer."
And that is the big thing.
If he does that, he'll get so much abuse.
He will. Yeah, he will. I hope he doesn't do that because I think for you guys it'd be nice to get a nice bit of change for him to try and rebuild. with a new manager in the summer. So if the manager comes in and, like you say, he's got a nice. See, Scott's saying 80 million.
Yeah,
so I have to agree, Scott.
You man, Scott's hating because he's a homer. You just want a good deal. You can't tell me that they pay 100 mil for Jack Grealish, and you want to pay less for Harry Kane.
It's the age though, and the injuries.
He's only 29. You get 4 years out of him, 4 years.
Is he not 30 in the summer? 30 in the summer?
Yeah, in the summer. Yeah.
He's a smart footballer as well, D. He's a smart footballer.
Listen, I've watched Harry. I like how Harry can adapt to that number 10 role and drop deep. That way we don't have to play Bruno in that 10 role. Yeah. I think Bruno can be a little bit of hard work with giving the ball away to him. Harry don't give the ball away. He's good at that. And so I look at it.
Yeah.
I look. You need the defenders. Take Harry, man. That's what I'm saying. Take the other Harry, England international. Like you have to remember now, he's probably only worth 25, 30 mil max to us now. After what's going on at Man United, like there's no way we're getting anywhere near that 85 mil back for him. So I don't know. Plus we got a goalkeeper now that don't want to sign either. So maybe maybe you can take David De Gea in the deal because he said he ain't signing.
He's been linked with. Who are you talking about? Which goalkeeper?
David De Gea said he's not signing the contract.
Because you remember last week? He signed the. No, exactly. No, it's not. He's turned it down.
He rejected it today. Paddy rejected it today. So this is what I think. I said to Normski earlier.
And you man of ostracized Henderson, we were linked with him.
He can never come back. He can never come back to us after what
happened with him?
Well, but basically, when he went to Forest, he just did an interview and completely trashed United and said, "Oh, if Ten Hag had bothered to watch him play, he would never sent him out on loan." All that kind of foolishness. You're like, bro, the man just got here. That's your new boss. Why would you give an interview like that? I think that reporters set him up. They've done him like a kipper. So now I think he's got regrets there because I think in his mind he thought he could come back and replace the girl, but now not after what he did. Chance. If he comes back, he just got put in the reserves, isn't he?
Kofi's saying if Kane gets you 25 plus goals, surely the price tag should be justified. D.
Exactly, and that's what I was trying to say to D. If they get him, they can win the league, legit. What I mean?
This is what I'm saying. Okay, so if we pay 100 million for him, does he guarantee us the title with because Chelsea are not going to be this bad, and I'm in my mind I don't think Liverpool are going to be this bad next season. City, Arsenal are the team to catch right now. So
it won't be next season. It'll be City. Don't think it'll be you and City next season. I think Ten Hag's doing a wicked job, man.
But this is the thing, though.
And if you get if you get the backing from whoever ends up behind you,
if you get these Saudis in, forget about it.
But you have to. But Chile, Newcastle are going to spend, right? Pep's on a new extension, so Pep is definitely spending money because they're talking about maybe 6 man going to get moved out of Man City. If he moves out 6, he's bringing at least 4. So City ain't going anywhere. Arsenal are on the rise, and you're going to keep rising. I think he wins the title, they will back him to the max to make sure that you stay competitive. Liverpool are not going to be in the dirt. I don't see Liverpool being this poor. Chelsea have got, I just think they've got a squad that they can figure out some stuff and be back competing. Newcastle will spend money. It's not a guarantee that we sign Harry Kane and win the title. It's not. As good as Harry is. Remember, I call him Class A because he's that good.
Yeah.
But it's not just Harry. Like, every time Casemiro goes down or gets sent off, we look awful in midfield. So we got to spend the right money, not just with Harry. We got to spend it. We got to get better backup for Varane and Martinez because every time
how much do you pay for Casemiro again?
65?
60 something.
71, weren't it?
Was it 71 mil?
Well, I think with add-ons, it probably
can't. You're going to pay 4 more for Harry Kane? No.
But you know what? And this is what I said to you in the chat. This man got 5 Champions League star.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? This man pedigree.
If Harry Kane was playing for Real Madrid, he would have 3 Champions League. It's just that he's playing for Tottenham.
Yeah, but this is the thing, Casemiro, right? They interviewed some of the players,
goals than
right? And the players were saying no one could believe they let him go to Man United. Like the players were saying, "What are we doing here? Like, why him?" Now, apparently, he wanted a challenge, and he felt like certain things were going down at Madrid that he didn't like, so he's like, "I'm out." And they're saying that the coach didn't want. This was all upper management doing that Man United deal with Casemiro. So hence why the price was like, because they're going to say, listen, man, you're getting a 5-time. A lot of people saying he's coming for the payday, but you see when he rolls his sleeves up, mate, he's a bad boy. And so for me, you need cover for him. You need cover for them true centre backs. You get Harry in, and another holding midfielder. Then I think we're there, as in thereabouts, pushing Arsenal, pushing Man City. But if we just bring in Harry, it's not enough. Just one.
No, you
Harry's
won't
not enough.
Just Harry.
No, you don't. Yeah.
And
because you got. I think somebody said, he's got biscuit ankles. So if he gets kicked on those, you know what I mean. And you know,
when was the last time Harry Kane didn't play a match? He's got brick ankles, mate. The amount of metal and titanium that they've shoved inside them ankles, they can't even
probably have, mate. Yeah, because you know what, the technology's there, isn't it, to actually do that stuff.
We have the technology to rebuild him.
Because I have a friend,
like RoboCop.
There's one of my old BT guys, right? And these guys were just on the liquor and they went snowboarding in Spain, in France. And this man snapped his leg in about how many places, right? And now he's got all these metal plates holding. So when he travels in the airport, he's got a card to let them know that he's full of metal. So every time he goes for that thing, he's going to keep going off. But yeah, he's got metal in his knee and metal in his ankle. But he said he's good. But yeah, he wiped out badly, and his leg was just.
If all things fail and you don't get Harry, Diego's suggesting that you got a new striker there. So
if Harry don't come, forget because Scott's going to Newcastle. I think we're sent to Newcastle.
What about that Valovic? What's his name? The guy.
Valovic, so there's Valovic from Juventus, and then there's my man Victor Osimhen originally. That's what I really want.
Oh, yeah,
if Harry ain't coming, get me Victor. But Victor's going to cost us about 130 mil. So, but Victor is young. Harry knows the league. It's a real balance there. Victor is young. Harry knows the league. Harry knows to score in this league. But will Harry bottle it in them big games?
Go back to that last comment. Let me just kill this brother quick.
Right. D is definitely class C.
How many yeah, go and read it and then let me ask.
Harlan Kane turned up for. Woo.
Right.
Okay.
Let me ask you, your GOAT, Mr. Henry. How many finals did he play for Arsenal? How many goals did he score in those finals?
That's a question, isn't it?
Do you want me to answer it? 9 finals, 0 goals. That
really?
kills your argument. Yeah. I don't want people going about this final, scoring in final. Forget scoring in finals. You've got to get to the final. So now are all the Arsenal fans going to start saying that Henry weren't their best ever player? No, they're not. They don't care that he didn't score in all them finals. What are you doing?
That's quite deep, actually.
My facts. Go and check it.
Man, hey, he sounds like Benitez. Facts.
Clearly didn't know that. I didn't know that. Did you not know? No, did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Nah,
yeah, but
that's mad.
Yeah,
that's a mad start, isn't it?
It's mad.
But you have to remember, though.
That's some people use that as an argument against him to say, he's.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that to.
I know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Nah, for me, Harry is definitely class A. Yeah, he's definitely. I'm not gonna bash Harry at all. I'm just trying to get him cheaper. That's all. I'm not. I just don't want 100 million for him. But he's class.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And if we pay 100 mil,
80 probably is fair. 80
yeah,
probably.
But the thing is, right? If we don't, like I say, if we don't go after Harry, Victor, and Vlahovic are going to cost us north of 100 mil. They are. Because
you know that he's going to do it. When was the last time? You know, Harry Kane, the last 6 seasons, scored more than 20 goals every season. That's
and in theory, he's going to be coming into a more creative team.
Much more
in that
creative.
sense. You know what I mean? And the thing is,
as I said, when he tells his but listen, the question is when he tells his grandkids, look, when they ask his grandkids, I say, Dad, Granddad, what did you win? Well, I won the Golden Boot for 4 or 5 years running, or whatever. I broke the record for Tottenham.
I broke the record for
broke the England record
for Tottenham.
Yeah,
no English guy scored more goals. Come on.
Okay, but the thing is, with that said,
how many people have won FA Cups?
But Chile,
how many people have won FA Cups?
Chile, let me just say this. Yeah, it's nice that he's breaking his own personal records, and I'm not saying that he's not a team player, but at the end of the day, if he's breaking those records, wouldn't you like to just go into that cabinet and go, "Yo, man, it's a wicked FA Cup there." You know what I mean? Well, that's a wicked Carabao Cup.
What would he rather do?
Because remember,
hang on, listen. Would he rather break all them records or have an FA Cup? What would you rather have? The records. Who cares about an FA Cup? Everyone.
But you want titles though. You want titles.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna get them at Tottenham.
But Alan Shearer, he's broke records, but he's got a Premier League title.
Yeah, but his record's got to be broken by Harry Kane.
It's
funny you say Shearer, right?
I want to know that I've got a title for my team. Yeah. So how do you think? Okay, I suppose
obviously you want that, but you said FA Cup, and I'm saying
no.
I'd rather an FA Cup or to be Tottenham's all-time great scorer, the Premier League.
If you're Harry Kane, though, because remember, season before. He was flirting with Man City. He wanted to go because he was looking at the ambition.
I don't think he would score as many goals as Haaland anyway, Arsenal.
Right, okay. But saying all of that, though, if you're Harry Kane and you're breaking all these records, but you also want to win cups as well.
Everyone wants to win cups.
So for him, yes, he's breaking those records. I don't think he's going out there saying, "Oh, I'm going to break this record." As a personal thing, I think it just happens naturally. That man is carrying Tottenham, yeah. But I'm saying along the way, he wants to win. If it's a European Cup, or if it's a FA Cup, or a Carabao Cup.
Every player in the league wants that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? And it's good that he's breaking his records, but if you look at a lot of players that have broken records,
if it was that important to him, he could have said 4 years ago, "I'm done here." But he didn't, did he? Yeah. He could have said it.
He tried to stay low. He started to stay low. Well, until when he was trying to push the move through.
The only time he's kicked up is when City put in an offer or whatever.
And you know the City thing is still strange because City buying Grealish.
Henry couldn't even lace Kane's boots with his missing in finals.
What? What's that?
Ryan was there dissing Kane, talking about Henry. Has Henry?
Are you saying that Henry couldn't? You're saying Henry can't lace Kane's boots?
No, because he ain't scored as many goals. Who's the best striker? Who's the better striker? Who scored?
Henry. Henry.
He played in your best team ever, and still couldn't score as many goals as. He couldn't score as many as Harry Kane. He played in your all-time best team. Your all-time best team. And
I'm telling you now, right? I'm telling you now, that Henry, could not only lace up Harry Kane's boots, Anyway,
you sure?
I don't even know why I'm having this conversation.
I'm just messing.
I don't even know why I'm having this conversation.
I like Henry. Henry's different level.
Can't Henry's name dragging him to Kane's level. That's what was that. Kane deserves a United move. Kane's career amounts to the same as O'Hara's.
No, it doesn't.
Kane's career, no.
He's the best striker you've all seen play in the Premier League. He scored more goals than soon. And
he's near to what's his name's.
It's like people telling me Rooney's the best and blah, blah, blah. The only reason you say that is because they won things because they were a bigger club. You don't seem to forget that Tottenham should be where Everton are and West Ham. But we're up here mixing it with the big boys.
That's a good point, Chili. That is a good point.
And it's Harry Kane.
All of you have got so much more money than you've got so much more money than us, and we're trying to build it up to catch up with you, and we're up there mixing it with you. So you can say Tottenham haven't won anything. There are loads of teams that haven't won anything.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with Harry Kane, I mean, he scores all sorts of goals, left, right, header, you name it.
Or the couple of perfect hat-tricks.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, but I've just thought when you saw Henry's goals, and you know, Chile,
yeah, but you're going to say that because you're one of the most biased Arsenal people I know, so you are going to say that.
No, I respect what Kane has done. I'm not saying that Kane but come, Chile, you know, you've seen Henry, man. You've seen
how many goals did he score? How many goals did he score?
Here you go, Chile. Here you go then. Who you taking then? A prime Harry Kane, a prime Henry, a prime Wayne Rooney.
Probably Henry.
All right, see you later, guys. God.
I'm actually not sure. If I was building this team from scratch and they said, right, one of these three in the prime, I'd struggle to go, okay, I'm definitely going with that one.
Henry was
out of them three.
Wing though, innit? So you could have him on one side, Kane
because
in the middle.
Rooney, until Rooney started really getting out of control and just putting away, Rooney was a beast, you know. And he was a beast from 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, 16. Do you see the goal he scored against Arsenal on his debut?
Right. Just because the moment he scored that goal, you said, yo, this could give me special, innit?
Yeah.
If he keeps himself on the straight and narrow.
Because he was so big as a 16-year-old, I thought he was going to struggle with his weight, but he didn't at all.
No, but he's he kept off really well.
I'm saying, if you had a
and he worked, that guy worked hard. That guy worked hard. Yeah, definitely. Lived and breathed football. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Obviously, the little shenanigans with the grandmas and all of that.
I was going to say,
grab a granny boy, grab a granny Wayne. Allegedly, guys, allegedly.
Anyway. But listen, we're gonna look at the penultimate one before we do a prediction. And this is keep or sell. So I just want to
fire sell.
Yeah, it's fire sale. We're looking at fire sale now. So come the summer, let's start off with Big D. I hope you've made a note of the players that you would keep and the ones that you're going to let go.
For me, I'm just gonna do the ones I'm gonna let go.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So Harry has to go. Lindelof has to go.
Two.
Scott McTominay has to go. As in, I don't want Scott on the bench. There's no point. We have the defender coming on loan. We have he's not from Ghana.
Well, the defender's is on loan.
Yeah, he's coming back from loan. He can't stay fit. I rate him, but he can't stay fit.
You're not talking. You're not talking. Who does he play for?
He's in. I think he's in the French.
So not tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
No. Oh my gosh, that's really bad. Too much going on in my brain. Okay, so we've got a defender coming back from loan that needs to just. We need to let him go. Henderson needs to be out of there.
5.
If the Gary is not signing his contract, get him out of there. It's not too much money.
6.
Get him out.
6.
So that's 6 straight away off the bat, without even struggling to think about it. Ericsson's coming back, so Ericsson stays.
What about Martin? What about Martial?
That's the one. Martial needs to go. Martial
7.
And unfortunately, I think we have to let Mason go.
8.
Because
what about Phil Jones?
I'm hoping Phil Jones is out of contract now. I think this is his last year on contract because he has got a squad number. So Mason, Phil Jones. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Phil Jones, and then I'm missing a defender as well. 9. So that's 9 players going out. Norm. Everybody else.
9 players.
Yeah.
9
everyone
players.
Else stays. Yeah.
What's the reality of letting go of those 9 players this summer?
Okay. Harry will push for a move. He needs to be playing regular to be justified in the England squad. Lindelof said he wants a move because he says the game time he's getting is no good. Scott might be hard to shift, even though I think we can do a deal. Henderson buried himself, has to go. The guy don't want to take the contract. He doesn't want to sign a contract, so there's no point keeping him on to run down his contract, and he goes for free. Try and make a deal and get him out of there. Martial, unfortunately, I like Anthony, but can't stay fit. He's no good. We've needed him this season, and he just Mason,
he's not available.
I want Mason to stay, and maybe I shouldn't, but I think the circus around Mason staying, we just don't need it. Not if we're trying to catch you, man, and Man City. We don't need every press conference for Ten Hag to be getting bullied about Mason Greenwood being in the squad. Yeah. And then Phil Jones is Phil Jones. Eric Ballet, Norman, there you go. Just came back to me. Eric Ballet has to go.
Oh, gosh.
Eric Ballet's come back on. Has to go.
The forgotten man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Did you say Phil Jones?
Phil's in there. Phil's in there. Yeah. So that's 9. That's 9 guys. I potentially want out of there.
Has Phil Jones really been there for 12 years, D?
Yeah, because he turned down his testimonial. He said only his mum and dad would turn up, so he turned it down. No lie. I watched an interview with him on Man United TV, harsh, man. And he started laughing. He said, "Oh no, I'm not going to do the testimonial." He said, "Only my mum and dad will turn up." I kind of felt bad for him actually.
That's not good.
Yeah, so he turned down. So he turned down his 10-year testimonial. So yeah,
that's crazy. A guy's been with the club there over 12 years, and
it's mad, isn't it?
Absolutely crazy. Okay, let me go through my people that I will want to release. Nicolas Pepe, let's go with him. My son wouldn't be too pleased with me because he still rates him. Look, he's got a deal till 2024. I let him go. I mean, we paid 72 million for him. I don't know what we will get for him now. So Nicolas Pepe, Eddie Nketiah, but I know that ain't gonna happen. He's got a deal till 2027. Yeah, man.
I thought he's doing all right this season.
Listen, man. Listen, bro. We're gonna be stepping up into the Champions League. He ain't stepping up to them levels, man. He ain't stepping up to them levels.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's Nicolas Pepe, Eddie Nketiah, but I know he ain't gonna go because he's on a long contract till 2027, unless we get in another striker and he goes down the pecking order, and then you know what I mean. Maybe we could, with that kind of long deal, we could get maybe a 35 million for him or something like that. I don't know. Pablo Mari, he's signed till 2024.
Who?
Pablo Mari. I thought he had actually gone completely, but he's still on loan. He's a defender, left-sided defender. Definitely want him out. Cedric Suarez got to go. His deal is till 20. He's on loan at the moment at Fulham. Definitely he has to go. Rob Holding, sorry mate, has to go. Not good enough. What's that? Are you counting? Because I'm just going. What have I said? How many have I said? About 4 or 5 so far?
Yeah.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he's currently on loan.
Left.
Southampton, yeah. Obviously, they're going down, and his deal runs out in the summer anyway. Sambi Lokonga, unfortunately, he's just not good enough. If we can get something for him, maybe Crystal Palace might think about maybe, taking him off our hands. If not, he's got a deal till 2026. We paid, was it 19 million for him? 19 million, Jeez. Yeah. Fabio Vieira, jury's still out on him. So, if anything, maybe go out on loan. Tomiyasu, just injury prone. Injury after injury. He's got a deal till 2026. I think we'll probably end up keeping him anyway. Scott is saying Pepe, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Nelson, Cedric, Holding, and Pablo. Yeah, unfortunately, Nelson, even though he scored that last-minute goal against Bournemouth, I just think he's just not going to get the game time. He'll have to go. I've gone up to 8 now. Nuno Tavares, he's got a deal to 2026. Hopefully, something. Is it Marseille? I think it's with Marseille. He needs to go. Runnison, listen. We paid 2.2 million for him. Absolutely useless. He's got to go. Mohamed El Nene, we paid 10 million for him. He's got a contract till 2024. So we're looking at about 10, 11 players there. Nelson's got 3 months left on his contract. Yeah.
No, I need to have 3 more players. Sorry. Twanzebe, Alex Telles, and Donny van der Beek got to go.
Right, so that's taking you on
13.
12, 13.
Yep. That's how big the squad is.
Yeah.
Overinflated. Not good enough players.
And as Scott said, with regards to Nelson, he's come through the academy. At one time, he was further down the line than Saka, but Saka now has just kind of just left him now. Do you know what I mean? And the thing with Nelson, injuries as well. He went out on loan to I can't remember the German side, but that didn't work out for him. And there was another club that he went out on loan, but last season, but it didn't work out for him. So he's back with the club. And I think the only reason why we're playing him because when we had the injury issues, we had to, bring him into the fold and that. But he's had his chances. And so we're looking at about 10 to about 11 players. You know what I mean? Mo, possibly because he's doing his coaching badges with Granit Xhaka, so maybe he might stay on loyalty thing and all of that business. You know what I mean? But when you're going into the Champions League now, you've got to have the decent players, mate. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So that's my players. Keep or sell. Chili, what's yours, mate?
Everybody at the club apart from Harry Kane. Wow. no, I'm joking.
That's a whole clear out there, brother. That's a wholesale clear out.
I don't know how many it is. I don't know how long they've got on their contracts and all that stuff. But here we go. Are you ready?
Go on.
Yeah.
Ndombele. These people have got to go, by the way. We should be selling.
Yeah.
Ndombele, Lo Celso, Harry Winks, Joe Rodon.
4.
Who else was there? Reguilon.
5.
Who else? Dyer.
6.
Sanchez.
7.
Who else has got to go?
What about Perisic?
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah,
8.
he's got. I don't even know about.
What about your goalkeeper, Lloris?
Lloris has got to go. Yeah.
9.
Who else? That's probably the ones that I'd say have got to go. Yeah. I can't think of anyone else. Hang on, let me have a quick look.
Right. But so listen, so as you can see, it's
Tanganga.
Yeah, 10.
Longley.
11. Yeah. I mean, the reality is
that's the reality that
the reality is that probably
I'll say
those 10, 11 players.
I've already said Perisic, otherwise I'd have said Sessegnon as well.
Okay. Yeah. Thing is out on loan, is he? But he will come back.
Lucas Moura.
Oh yeah, 12.
Wow.
Spencer's on loan, isn't he? Spencer's on loan at the moment. 12.
Yeah. No, we're not to sell him. He's to come back in and play.
Yeah.
I mean,
and everyone else, some of the young players, I will loan out. Guys like Iqbal and Brandon Williams as well. I'm 14 now. Brandon Williams has got to go. It's ridiculous, man.
It's bad. We know that. We know.
Like 14 players. Could you imagine the wages, Norman, and then 14 players?
Look at Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea, they've probably got the biggest fire sale. Because if you think about the amount of players they brought in and what they've got to get rid of in the summer, so they've probably got the biggest fire sale. But they've probably got better quality players in terms of who they're going to sell on.
Yeah, you know because be honest, if you look at that,
and I think if you look at all 3 of our clubs, Chelsea will probably make the most money of their sales. Yeah,
because if you're realistic, you probably will get decent money for the 2 goalkeepers. After that, Harry, we may get a light 25-30 mil for Harry Maguire. Lindelof, maybe a light 20 mil. Scott McTominay may fetch a nice 20 mil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's levels, isn't there? The pressure of playing for Man United, all these guys I'm telling you now cannot handle the pressure of playing for Man United. It's too big for them.
Yeah.
And that's not being horrible. That's just facts. I've watched all of them enough to know. I mean, like, the guy, he can do a job, but he's not. Every time we pass the ball back, I go, just get it out there, kick it. Don't try and control it and do nothing sexy. Just get that.
For what, as I said, for next season, for what, if you get the backing from whoever your new owners are, for what your manager wants to do with the team in terms of that progressive football and playing out from the back and that.
Needs a new goalie, doesn't he?
You know, he needs a new goalie.
We got 4 goalies. I just clicked onto the website. The guy, Tommy Heaton, Henderson, and Jack Butland.
Yeah.
That's imaginable. I'm just
We've
like,
got that, and you probably only know like one of them, you know.
Right. 4 goalies on the books, on the first team books.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, so have we.
Yeah.
But let me answer
crazy.
Scott.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, and I'd have Destiny on the other side. Destiny and Doji.
Right.
And so with those two, Spence and him, get rid of Dyer, get in, I don't know. I like Bastoni, but I don't think we've got a chance now. But if we could get him in and Romero, that would have been nice.
Because the thing is...
but then also that Kim Min Jae, is it? Korean guy?
He plays for I tell you, he's quite expensive.
He plays for Napoli.
We could have had him for 5 mil 2 years ago, but Levy messed about.
There's Napoli. Do you know what he's worth now?
Yeah.
Because
there's been talk about us getting him, Norm, but that's going to take Arab money. Arab money.
The money. Yeah. And if you get the Arab,
Saudi.
The Arab money,
Saudi money, and
if you get the Saudi money, it might be a slim chance, my brother.
What's going on with that?
Qatari.
Is it any further along?
It's a madness, right? Because everyone's trying to be first on this, Chile, right? And as in first to say, I'm the one that broke the news that the deal was finally done. Now the Reigns group in New York that are brokering the deal. Apparently they want to look at some payment structure from the Qataris, because it looks like they're going with the Qataris, because I don't think that Jim will fix it. He ain't going to fix nothing. He's just going to buy the club. He ain't got the money to fix it after he buys the club, so there's no point. And they know that the fans will riot if they sell it to a guy that hasn't got money to fix up the whole Carrington and everything else and fix the ground or do whatever to the ground. So the Gartney says they sell to the Saudis, and then now they're saying that the Rain Group are now looking to organise a payment structure, whatever that means. But I'm just assuming that these guys are just going to lay down the whole money once you expose all of the books, so they see all the commercial revenue, everything, all in one pot. The cost to run the female team and the under 18s, under 20, under 21s, right? They put all that cost out there. You see all the books, and they say, okay, we'll give you 6 mil. And we'll pay you 3 mil now, and we'll pay you, 3 billion now, and we'll pay you 3 billion in 3 months. There's no loans involved. They're going to clear the debt. So it's just a case of now, they were hoping that Jim will fix it was going to come with a 6.5 billion bid. That's what they're hoping for, actually. But he's coming with asking me, you, and Norman to drop a 500 million on him and all that, which ain't going to work for me. You know what I mean? I don't want him going around capping and trying to build up funds to buy the club. You're either a billionaire that can afford the billions, or you're not. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Like you say, it's not just buying the club; it's maintaining it and fixing it up. And
so it's going to be interesting.
Scott is saying Matoma would suit Spurs, but I know Man United are linked with him as well from Brighton.
And Evan Ferguson as well.
Off of this season, I'll take him and the Newcastle guy, but you won't get him now anyway. Almiron.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
He's probably on a long-term contract now, isn't he? Probably extended him after his good two.
Yeah, Newcastle don't need money. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
What about the guy from Leicester?
James Madison.
Madison, yeah.
I tell Jason about him. Jason don't rate him.
No?
Yeah, Jason don't rate him. He was like, nah, dude, we got to stay away from him. I was like, oh. I suppose
he's prone as well.
I suppose, he is injury prone. Yeah, I suppose Harvey Barnes would be a great squad player.
One, yeah.
I think Harvey Barnes would be
he's
a great squad player.
He's a hard worker, and he's a typical winger, isn't he? He's a typical winger.
But like I say, when I'm scrolling through and looking at our squad, Norm, it's a beast, man. Yeah. If everyone's back from their loans and fit, the squad is nuts at the moment. You know what I mean?
Your best mate is on, mate.
Man, like Del Grady, what you say, my bro?
I
need to call you, Del.
Liverpool to beat Arsenal next week at Anfield. Yeah. I don't think so. What's up, mate? I think with your game squashed in between the Chelsea game, you play Man City, then you play Chelsea, then you play us. I think we will get a result at your ground, but I don't think.
I think that Liverpool are going to smash you.
Okay, and the thing is, Norm, right? The thing is, like, and if Liverpool beat you, I think it sets a bit of nerves in Norm. I think if I don't know,
D. You know what it is? Because
if Man City are winning and you lose, then you're going to get all digi.
No, you know what it is? Because at the moment, we're currently, obviously, Man City, we know we've got a game in hand. We're 8 points clear of them at the moment.
So you got a game in hand, Norm?
No, they've got a game in hand.
Oh, they've got a game in hand. Right. Yeah.
But that switched around because you had a game in hand not long ago.
Yeah, I know. But
the
reason why Man City have got a game in hand, because remember they had to play the FA Cup the other day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Their game in hand is West Ham.
So they played the FA Cup before the international break, and you guys played, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's going to put them 5 points behind you because they're going to smash West Ham.
So the thing is, for me, Liverpool need to go and do business at Etihad. Beat the big team. Yeah, just imagine they're Man United. Yeah, Liverpool. Just imagine they're Man United. Go and put 7 up them, and then we're good. Yeah. Then we're good.
Oh boy, 7 up.
We don't play Man City until the 24th of April, and in that they've got an FA Cup squash. They've got the FA Cup semi-finals. Plus they got Bayern Munich. I think it's the second or first leg.
But this is the thing,
Champions
though.
League. So
if Liverpool do beat City, then your game is not going to really matter.
No, that's what I was going to say. I think
if City are going to beat Liverpool. Liverpool are going to beat Arsenal and City are going to beat Arsenal, and you're going to finish second, and I'm going to do a little jig live on air.
You better make sure you don't miss out on top 4 there, bro.
My brain tells me Arsenal are going to win it and should win it, but my heart can't accept that.
I know you can't take it, you can't accept it.
No, man, it burns me every day.
And the thing is, you know, you can't underestimate Liverpool. I've always said this, right? As much as I banter Liverpool fans, like you just can't. They're not just going to lay down and die. It's just not going to happen, is it? You know what I mean? So, yeah, Martinelli will pocket.
No, listen, look. The thing is,
Martinelli or Martin Kelly? Which one? Ask him if it's Martin Kelly.
It's Martinelli. Martinelli will turn up. But what I would. If we can go into that game, because listen, there's going to be ups and downs. You know what I mean? Because as I say, we play Leeds at home this weekend. Obviously, Liverpool and Man City play before us. So what happens in that game, we'll see what happens.
That's the early kickoff, isn't it?
If Man City, the 12:30 kickoff Saturday. So if Man City beat Liverpool, they'd be 5 points behind us. Yeah. And then we play at 3:00. We beat Leeds, we go back to 8 points. Then we go away to Liverpool the following week. And then we've got West Ham away. And then we've got Southampton and some other team at home. And then the 24th.
Oh, yeah, you got the Super Sunday, 16:30 at Anfield.
Yeah. So,
it's a hard game,
you know, it's a hard game.
In theory.
I know.
In theory, it's a hard game.
In theory. But I'm thinking if we can just go there and not lose, do you know what I mean? And if we go into the Man City game with that 5 point thingy, I think you were saying, D, we could afford to lose a game.
Yeah.
And do you know what I'm saying? But I think the way we're playing at the moment, we're not losing much. As I said, it's the business end of this. I get what you're saying. It's the business end, and it's about that mentality and the nerves and whether that kicks in. And I hear what you're saying, but I think we've overcome a lot of those hurdles where we got beaten by Man City. It's not like we went we're not. It's not like I think the other time we had that little dodgy period when we lost 2 games or whatever and a draw. But other than that, we pretty much bounced back from every game that we've had. You know, when we remember we've only lost what, is it 3 or 4 games this season?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nice. So because we got the winning mentality. You know what I mean? I'm quite confident.
3 Norman.
I'm quite confident.
Lost 3, drawn 3. Yeah, lost 3, drawn 3.
Yeah.
69 points. That's my magic number, 69. That was a good year for human beings.
Yeah, good year.
But 69, baby. Hey, behave yourself. Solid people, more than 69, you know.
As Craig said, if we avoid defeat to Liverpool and Man City, we will win the league. It's whether we, you know what I mean? That's what we need to do. Go there and not go there because you know the worst thing to do is go and sit back against Liverpool or Man City.
You only need to win one game.
You have to play a smart game. That's what I'm going to say.
I mean, between Liverpool game and a Man City game, you only need to win one of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you only need to win.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All I want, WhatsApp. I just need you on Saturday to just go to the Etihad, either get a draw, get a win, and we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Yes, Kofi. Hear that, Kofi?
Yeah.
And WhatsApp, smash them, mate.
But it is what it is. But listen, we've gone 2.5. We've gone 2.5 hours. Yeah. I've just done my prediction for this weekend. So we are looking at the game week 27. Game week 27. I think that's
not gone for us. No one gone for a Desmond. Yes,
I've gone with a Desmond.
That's what he's praying for. City
that's what I'm praying for. Please, if you can get a win, then even better. Arsenal. Kofi's gone Arsenal to win 2-1 against Leeds. Delway's gone. Big D's gone for Chelsea 2, Villa 1. So we'll just wait to see what Chile puts in and Ezra puts in for the weekend. As I said, Chile is only 4 points behind you, Big D. He's catching you, mate. He's chasing you down. I need you know, and I need.
See, root cause. You're 69, baby, as well, my brother.
I'll go Chelsea to Villa 1.
No, that's what Big D's gone for.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, Chelsea Villa 2-1. 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah, he's done it on the WhatsApp.
That's what I was going to do as well. That comes in now.
The thing about it, I've just looked at the games. They're very hard to call.
The games are hard to call this weekend.
Hard Splinters, Newcastle and Man U 1-1.
Oh, 1-1.
Yeah, that's a good shout. You know, that's a good shout, Chile.
Okay, stick that in.
Because with our injuries now and the Casemiro suspension, we are light in midfield again, man.
Yeah,
no Casemiro. No Sabitzer.
Are you away to Man U? Newcastle.
Yeah. We're away. So that's no Ericsson, no Casemiro, no Sabitzer. Man. That's McFred, isn't it? That's got McFred written all over.
You know what? I think Newcastle might do something, you know. But Chile's gone with a splinter. He's gone with a splinter.
You know what? What are we? Okay, we are 3 points in front of them. Wow. we have to get a point there, Norm. We have to get a point to Newcastle. Have to get a point to Newcastle. A win would be nice, but the midfield is light, bro.
That's this is our running, basically, guys. As you can see on the screen there, Craig, thank you for that. So Leeds, Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, Forest, and Wolves.
Yeah, you ain't winning the league.
We'll see. We will see.
You'll beat Leeds. You'll lose to Liverpool.
Oh, sorry. Let's go there. Go on.
You'll beat Leeds. You'll lose to Liverpool. You're going to lose to West Ham. You'll beat Southampton. You'll lose to City. Draw with Chelsea. You lose to Newcastle. Lose to Brighton. And beat Forest and Wolves.
That's our last game. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you got 11 games left, Norm. 11?
Yeah.
11 games.
Hey? Sorry.
11. Okay.
What kind of professionalism is this?
What happened? Is that Jesse Jack?
Jay cuss him out. So come off the show.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Listen, before we go, I want to ask you, man, and the people and the people in the chat. Do you watch boxing? Do you know what's going on with Fury and Usyk?
It's cancelled, isn't it? It's not happening, is it?
Fury put too many demands, and so Usyk walked away. But
yeah, trying to get him on a cheat, weren't he? As well.
It
was a 70-30 split in the purse.
Yeah, in Fury's favour. But he doesn't want to fight him, D. That's all.
He don't want to fight him. No.
You know
same as the nonsense with our boy there. What's his name? The black dude. Forgot his name.
AJ.
AJ, yeah, same with AJ, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look how many times that was off and on.
Yeah, and AJ is saying basically
AJ's fighting, isn't he? He said that.
Yeah, AJ's fighting this weekend.
He said he'll quit if he loses it.
If he loses to Franklin, I just think, listen.
Mentally, I'm not sure he's there anymore.
I was going to say, do you think that AJ's got demons? I know everyone's got demons, but do you think he's got bad demons?
Yeah, I think so. Something ain't right there, is it?
Yeah.
And I hope it's not case.
You know what I mean?
Putting Juju
because you know you're there, you're doing it for the public and everything, and there's that pressure. There's that pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like I
don't think he's got the. He's not really the fighter, man.
They were saying about people are saying that Tyson Fury's greatest in the world, greatest of his generation. But look at this actual facts. AJ has fought everybody. Anyone that to fight, he's
fought them. Yeah.
Look at Fury. He's had 6 world title fights, 3 against the same person.
Right.
Wilder. One against Chisora, 1 against White, and 1 against some other dude I don't even know.
Yeah, he's cherry picking, isn't he? He's cherry picking to make himself.
Definitely.
The stat padding them fights,
Yeah.
I still would love to see him fight AJ.
I'd like to see
winner takes all. Throw all the money in the ring and winner takes all. You know
the only thing is AJ ain't got any belts anymore, has he?
Yeah, that's true. So
that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Hey,
well, listen.
But there you go again. AJ was willing to put all his belts up against
on the line,
Usyk.
Yeah.
And he's done it.
And again, 3 has he done that? He put them all up there.
Yeah. But listen, people, thank you for sticking with us. We've been there. It's been good. Fury bottled it. Yes,
I agree. Arsenal.
Yeah. You know what I mean. So we'll see. We'll see. So we'll see what happens this weekend with AJ and Franklin. And if he does lose, he says he's quitting boxing for good. And then he can just.
I hope he don't lose. I like AJ.
Yeah, he's all right. He just reminds you of a Frank Bruno. Just nice.
I like him because all the Arsenal fans were banging on about he's an Arsenal fan and he's Watford, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought he was a Tottenham fan. That's why when he boxed at the Tottenham, he lost there, didn't he?
Yeah, but listen, guys, I like Usyk, so that's all good in the hood.
Thank you so much for sticking with us. It's been a long show.
Norman, Arsenal going to start doing other stuff at their stadium. I know Man United said that they're going to, when they redevelop, they're going to try and be able to do, I don't know, concerts.
Well, I mean, in the past we've done concerts and stuff like that, but I don't know if they're going to have any go-kart racing and stuff like that. I don't know. I'll leave that to you.
Levy does anything. If it brings in the power,
I got a dip, I got a dip.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, man.
Listen, take it easy, but listen, we're going to go. But listen, guys, thank you very much in the chat. We'll see you again next week, and hopefully Arsenal will be still top of the league, which we will be.
They will be.
We go into the Liverpool game next week.
5 points ahead.
To actually do so. That's what it is, bro. But listen, guys, take care. Please subscribe, and share if you're new. And we'll see you on the next What's Going On podcast. Take care and God bless.